Welcome back to the Goats of Wrath campaign. We are going to pick up quickly because we left off at an ominous moment. Previously, having been ambushed in the middle of the night, the goats managed to save their skins against the Rakshasa and Shadow Demon ambush. There was also a surprise in store for Nyah when the reanimated revenant of her brother was apparently trying to kill her as well. Through decent performance from the Cleric and Druid with their radiant abilities, and much frustration from Faendal in terms of his spell use, you managed to meet up with Nyah, who had pacified her brother using rope. Shortly after dawn, when most of you had managed to get in a long rest, a ominous message from the guild came through telepathically to all of you on a mass sending like spell, asking for all available guild members to return to the Citadel with immediate haste, as the Citadel was under siege. You sort of hurried. Took a little bit of time to sort things out, but then a teleportation circle spell from Faendal managed to penetrate a ambient disruption to magic about the Citadel and get you safely home, wherein you found the Citadel was under the pall of eternal night, despite it being dawn, and reports that there was a amassed legion of undead on the far shoreline, but thankfully, due to the messages you had sent previously, the siege protocols had already been engaged, and as such they had not crossed the bridges to threaten the Citadel. That hadn't stopped harrying flights of vulture-like demons and other things trying to get into the Citadel, but it seemed like they were holding for now. A conversation with Commander Zenedis was had, updating him on the situation, and plans were put in place to allow Nyah, should the Citadel begin to fall, that she would be given access to the vault underneath the Citadel to attempt to destroy the sphere if that was needed. Before much more planning could be done, the horns about the Citadel, warning of attack, echoed around, and Zenedis hefted up his hammer and axe, and commanded you out onto the battlements to send the newly arrived Vrox and large mosquito-like demons back into the abyss. But before you could react to that moment, some void black spiders had climbed up the southern wall and were eating into the wall itself on that side. Peering through the gloom, it appeared that they had already slain a couple of people who had been watching on that wall before others managed to retort. And that is where we were going to pick up. So, goats, you have a choice. Do you defend the western wall with its siege weapons under attack from Vrox and other demons, or do you rush to the southern wall to defend it against spiders?
We could either way. We could split the party.
Which one's furthest?
Furthest would be southern, but it's not excessively different.
The Vrox have already taken beatings and we've fended them off. The spiders are new. Maybe we should go to the spiders.
I do like spiders.
Get rid of them.
Yes, but without the siege weaponry, then they'll be able to bring theirs within range.
Is there not siege weaponry on the southern wall as well?
There is not. The southern wall overlooks the Firestar Falls, so there is no need for siege weaponry on the southern side. Split the second decision. Where'd you go?
Has Vanilla told us where the wayfaring strangers are?
He has not mentioned them.
Fight our way through the other wall to get to the south.
It's. I don't think we can fight through one to get to the other. So
It's a choice. You don't go through one to get to the other. You are on the western wall currently, but you're on the southern side of the western wall.
I reckon southern wall because they've been fending the rocks off and the flying stuff until now. The spiders are new.
I think that makes sense.
You head to the southern wall. In that case, I would like you all to roll initiative, please.
Ideally, I would have loved to say split up. We could have gone ranged fighters to the flying ones, melee to the non. But...
Will melee fighters have any healing?
Nice.
I guess. We've all got a little bit.
I mean, frankly, I'll just take it.
And also, if people want to jump to Owlbear Radio, I will get the map up.
Either that's a massive wall or those spiders are tiny.
Mass
The
wall.
walls are quite big, to be fair.
There's a really, really wide wall. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3,
That's a bit more of a
small
giant
spiders.
spider.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 100-foot wide wall. I can see why it was supposed to be impenetrable.
Yeah.
100-foot wide wall. I suppose it's a building inside the wall.
Yeah.
It's not a
Except
solid
it's
wall.
fine. Unless they start catapulting the spiders in. That's when we have to
30
start
meters.
worrying.
30-meter wide.
Right. Initiatives. Let's just quickly roll for these guys.
Oh, that one spider's very brave.
One of them got quite far.
Yeah.
25 to 20.
Natural 20 for a 23.
Or 14.
16,
That's 25 to 20. 20 to 15. 15 to 10.
14.
11. Oh no. Oh no.
10 to 5.
7.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And Rambear.
4.
It's the only bad roll of the day, though. That's going to be
Yeah, it's
your
gonna
only
be-
bad roll of the day.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be
Sure.
fine, everyone. No panic.
It's
Um,
tactics on purpose. Going last on purpose.
For the sake of this, I'm gonna give these spiders a little bit of movement. While you lot run over, and then your movement will get you 50. You will have half your movement left as you run onto the map. Running across.
What's the height difference?
Height difference in what?
Where are we coming in at?
You're coming from the top of the map, essentially. So south is to the left, where the water is. That's in the waterfall. Yes. Thrungi, you are up first. Should be able to control yourself and bring yourself onto the map.
Where's an icon? I can't see one.
Oh yeah, our personalized icons are here. Oh, there they are.
I'll bring them onto. Well, I'll stick them in the water for now when it's not your turn.
You're drowning.
I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. And I'm going to throw my axe at their face.
Go for it.
Sorry. This is the first time I've actually used it.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Cool. Reckless. Because giggles.
Yep.
30 something.
31.
31.
31. That hits.
Cool. 4. Oh, I should have said I'm raging as I'm running in.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd assumed that would happen anyway.
For 19 points of damage.
Yep.
And a natural 20 for the strength check to pull it back.
Oh, put it out. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, you just hurl this thing across darkness. Like, it is the middle of the night, but thankfully there are still some braziers here giving you at least enough vision to be able to hit these things, and you just lob it across, smacking into this guy.
0.2, yeah.
Dealing 19 points of damage. You have a second attack. Oh, actually, is it not a bonus action to pull it back?
Doesn't state it. It just says once it's been thrown, the attached weapon has been thrown. The user may make a DC 12 Strength Athletics check.
Cool.
No, right, as a bonus action, so I
Okay,
can't.
so you can't pull it back.
No, can I? So I will pull out my crossbow and shoot it in the face.
Sure.
That allowed, or I can throw a hand axe.
I'd say throw a hand axe is easier. Crossbow's like it's slung. You bring it up. Hand axe is just like a quick draw.
Oh, hold on! I just realised. You will need to take. It only takes 16 points of damage.
Why?
Because rage is only for melee damage. 17 plus.
There's a bunch of spiders up next, and then it's you, Nyah, by the way.
17 plus 10, so
That hits.
27. It's just a d6 for 8 points of damage.
Nice. And it just lands like right next to the same spot and kind of splits open. You see like black ichor-like blood begin to seep out of this creature's kind of head. You've taken out like a couple of its eyes with that second axe throw as it spits towards you. It is now half of the spider's turns. Unfortunately, it's the half that are all up here. So this one is going to willingly draw in towards you. This one is going to keep its distance, and you're going to see this one just suddenly disappear into the darkness and then reappear. 5, 10, 15, towards those stairs. This one 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can't actually get to you, so we'll just kind of stay there. And this one climbs literally over the statue. 15, 20, 25. And flanks you from the other side with one of its big ones. The Void Spider 4 is going to attempt to web you. Makes a ranged attack. That is a 25 to hit you.
Yeah.
You are now restrained as this thick, stringy spider silk that is black as night just encases you and wraps you up before you're incapable of even attempting to get out of it. As an action, you can attempt to break the restraint. Just so you know.
That would be like a dex save. That's annoying.
Yeah, this is how it works. The webbing can also be attacked and burned away or anything to that effect. There are ways to get out of it. But that is that one's turn. The other two that are actually on you are gonna... Both are going to attempt to sting you first up. As you are restrained, they have advantage.
They had advantage anyway.
They have a lot of advantages right now. The first stinger is a 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
The second stinger is also a 24 to hit. 8 piercing damage. and 8 poison damage from the first one,
Yeah.
and 9 piercing damage, and 6 poison damage from the second one, and then you need to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Cool. I assume I have been halving all of that.
Yeah, it's poison damage and you're a dwarf, so yeah.
Dwarf.
And they've also got 2 bites against you as well to come in.
What's the con save for?
For poison effect, so you would have advantage.
Yeah, that's why I was checking. First one is 16.
Succeeds.
Second one is 21.
Both succeed. You feel the poison flood into you, but you're made of sterner stuff than that. After biting you, they attempt to come in with bite attacks, but they both come in at the same time, and you're just quick enough to kind of like move out of the way and actually bump into each other, as even with advantage they both miss. 5 and a 3 for one of the rolls, and a 10 and a 7 for the other 2. There's not enough to hit. That is the end of those 4 spiders' turns, which means it's Nyah's turn. Faendal, you're on deck.
Oh, Spider 3 takes 3 points of damage.
The spider 2, but yeah.
One that I hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see like part of that wound boil up.
How many squares?
Half movement, so 3 squares.
Yeah.
3
You
squares.
can enter from any point along the wall, but then you have half your movement.
Okay, in that case, I'll get to this one here, the spider 3.
Cool, go for it.
And I will hit it with my sword. Well,
Go
try
for it.
to.
You'll hit it.
30 to hit.
I think that hits, yeah.
That is
Oh,
8
plus.
plus 7 radiant.
15.
8 slashing and normal radiant. And then 14 to hit.
14 does not hit, I'm afraid, as you just hit something that is chitinous, and like your sword actually slightly goes in, like it enters somewhere else, and then comes back out. And the spider seems unaffected.
Bonus actions.
No,
Okay.
no, not for now.
Okay. That means it is Faendal's turn.
It is my turn. Now, I'm going to draw a circle on Owlbear. So we can do that now. Unless, will you go by Owlbear's measuring tool? So Owlbear Radio's measuring tool does it in squares. As in, 20-foot diagonal is the same as a 20-foot horizontal.
Go horizontal for measuring your spheres.
Say again?
Go horizontal for measuring your spheres.
I know.
Use an XY axis for that.
I can do this.
It's a good enough spell as it is. It doesn't need to get better by you milking Pythagorean theorem in D&D.
No, it would get worse. Because I'm saying that it allows on Owlbear, it doesn't count diagonals. So diagonal 20 foot is the same as a horizontal. Like, go along 20 foot, up 20 foot, it's still 20 foot.
Anyway, you
What?
get 3 of them in what I assume is a fireball.
Can you see the circle?
Yes.
I'm thinking I nudge that a little bit to the right, I catch the other one.
It'll be close, but might do.
I can't move it though. There's no like.
No, you have to erase it.
So I don't know if the measurements are going to be accurate. If I'll get the 3, I'll get 7, 6, and 5.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you might shoot me so I can get rid of this bloody web.
Oh no, because then you'll burn.
7, 6, and 5. What are you doing?
You'll take fire damage from the burning as well. Do you? No, you're half. Are you just?
He's
Are you
no
gonna
longer
choose?
resistant to fire damage.
Yeah, no. So I'm not burning you. I know that you've taken them off. So
You're doing fire.
I'll do 6, 7, and 5. Yeah.
Are you modifying the spell in any way?
No, I'll keep fire.
6, 7, 5.
It's the bog standard fireball. This is our.
What's your DC?
Give me a sec. Just as I run in here, panic and go. I run in here, panic and go sideways. Be behind there. My DC is 19.
Yeah, all 3 fail.
All 3 then. We'll take.
Highest roll was a 16.
Oh. I bet Radiant would have done good damage. Ah well.
6, 7 as well.
They all take 25 damage.
25. You just see for the briefest of moment them flare up in light, and you see the true horror of these creatures. You've dealt with giant spiders in your adventuring lives before. These are something grotesque. They are, as I said, void black to the point of they're almost consuming light around them. And bits of them, like you see one of them down by that statue, literally just picks up a piece of rock in its mandibles before, as the fireball ignites, and you see that rock crumble into dust like it flakes apart from being eroded over time in seconds. Before, and 3 of them like squeal, rear up on 4 legs as they're caught in a fiery blast, but are still up. Anything else, Faendal?
Nope.
Staying there. It is now the other spider's turns. This one is going to go. Oops. 1 to you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, it's not going to get that. Okay. It is then going to, you're going to see this one also seem to step into the shadows and then reappear here as it jumps between dark spots. These ones, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 seem to be heading further in. This one. No, this one won't. This one will actually come back here. This one is heading further in. These 2 stay here. Faendal, from where you are with your passive perception, you can see that these ones down here begin just digging into the actual rock of the wall and start trying to chew through it, and you see it start kicking up dust and just eroding away. Very Snap in Avengers as you see it kind of flake up and disappear.
Is that 6 and 7?
6, 7, yeah, 6 and 7 doing that. 8 is going to shoot a web at Nyah. Oh no, it's not. What it's actually going to do is you're going to see Nyah and Faendal, it close up, it just rear up and open its mandibles fully wide, and you begin to stare into the void of nothingness as black energy begins to coalesce around its mouth, and you see the light from the torches either side of you just seem to get sucked in towards this space. And I need the 2 of you to make Constitution saving throws.
I'm glad I stood next to you. Well, you. What's your charisma?
+3.
+3. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
8.
18, Nyah?
22.
22. You both succeed, which is very good. You both take 25 points of cold damage, halved to 12. As just the ambient heat in the area you're standing, as well as the light, just gets sucked from you. There's a moment where you seem to go slightly blind before light from other places begins to fill into that space again. Oh, no, actually, yeah, it begins to fill in, but then that space blocks it, and you are encased in magical darkness.
Oh.
I'll be back in a moment, Gav.
Which isn't showing up very well, but it is there.
Did you not just do like a black circle?
I did do it in black, but the ground is very dark already. Let's do purple. That area is magical darkness. That's all of them. So we're now on to Balthazar. Rambear on deck.
I had plans, but then I've lost them. I think I'm just gonna sort of stand around here-ish and hit this number 1 with a Ray of Frost.
Number 1? Yeah, sure.
Does a 20 hit?
Does roll damage. Cool.
How big is Spirit Guardians?
15-foot radius, I think. 13 cold damage.
13 cold damage.
Yeah, 15-foot radius.
You see it crashing into it, and it like cracks up part of like 2 of its front legs, and they seem to like twitch a little slowly, hindering its movement. Anything else?
That is my turn.
Your turn. Rambear, you're up.
A quick question, because this will affect what I do. Rambear can summon spiders. I know some things about spiders. Quite good friends with spiders. Many good spiders in their life. Would they know if? Oh, would you rule that a spider being immune to web effects means that the spell web won't work on them? It's a draining spell. Or is this like ambient web?
So
It's difficult terrain.
these spiders aren't casting web; they are projecting
No.
web.
But that's fine. Yeah, okay. So, but like, okay, in general, would a spider be affected by a web spell?
No. Spiders
No.
are immune to web spells.
Ah, it feels wrong. It feels wrong.
Oh, is Nyah.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, Rambear's like really out of breath, running down this. Have you ever seen a bear try and run? It's kind of scary, but like on 2
Terrifying.
feet.
Oh, on 2 feet. That's haunting.
2 feet. It's like that's why it's taking so long. They're really trying to run like a human. And they're like just getting into the screen. Here. They're gonna like as they're running, just cast summon conjure animals, and they're gonna conjure a number of direwolves.
A number of direwolves. How many direwolves do you actually get to summon?
At the moment. Oh, it lasts a while.
Okay, where are you summoning them?
Right, you've got to know this. Can I just put random icons down? Is that okay?
There's a beast icon if you scroll down on the right hand side.
Ah, yes, there is. Okay,
You can place them.
I think it's within 30
They're
feet
also
of me.
large creatures, so you may have to increase their tile size.
How do I do that? Large 10 feet?
Yeah, they fill a 10-foot space.
Control C, Control V, this.
You can't control secret.
There is a wolf, but it's technically a monstrosity.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, this.
Oh yeah. You didn't scroll down far enough. Use that.
How do I delete this?
I'll
delete this?
I'll delete them. Don't worry.
Let's see.
There's one wolf.
Yeah, wolfies.
What spell are you using for this? Because there's like so many spells that allow you to do something akin to this. Is it just conjure
This
animals?
is conjure animals at 5th level.
At 5th level. Jeez.
I get them for a while though.
Twice as many.
What's this many?
Yep. It is also considered Fey. Roll initiative for the summoned creatures. It has those turns. We always do it immediately after yours. They obey your verbal commands. Yep.
I don't know if Balthazar wants view of anything. That's right, I need to also work out 5. 15, 20. At the moment, the swart's going to be in the way. Oh, they could be behind me as well.
How far can you cast them? To like 60 feet from you, can't you?
I think it's 30 feet, and they can be 60 feet away. I will quickly double check.
I got you.
Oh,
60 foot range. Yeah, so they can be summoned anywhere within 60 feet.
Put them around. If that was right. Yeah, so that's Rambear's action, and they're gonna hang. They're gonna hang out the rest of it. Staying out of this.
Cool. Wolf's turn.
Wolfies. All right.
Thrungi, you are on deck,
Sorry.
by the way, but there's now 4
Oh, I
creatures
should- sorry.
coming before you, so.
Sorry. We'd just also like to rename them. They can keep track of their health. So Wolf A is gonna attack Void Spider 8.
Okay.
And I think gets attack 6 because it's got its friend very close
Does
by.
have advantage, that is correct.
And they're gonna, yeah, fight. That's a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Uh, 13, sorry. Piercing damage.
How much, sorry?
5 plus 5 plus 3. 13.
13. Okay.
And the spider a creature? Not really.
It is not a creature. Well, no, officially it is a creature, it's not a beast. So it needs to make a strength save.
Okay. Yes, it does need to make sense. There's only DC 13 there.
DC 13, it's a 16 on the deck.
Well, it's not prone. It's B's turn.
Beast turn.
B is gonna go for the same spider.
Same one, yep.
That's a only 1 to hit.
Yep.
Oh, max. That's a 15 on the die.
Ooh.
Up on the die and then 3
Yeah.
extra.
It's just tearing chunks out of this spider. And the flesh of this spider just seems to it falls apart in the wolf's mouths as it pulls away. Like
You see.
well cooked brisket, but in a horrifying way.
Brisket. Wolf. D and so movement wise, D and C are gonna move. I think they know Thrungi is the biggest threat there. But they still want to get some of this action. They're gonna move. They're gonna move over here. And have a little crack at Weird Spider 6,
Go for it.
which is a 16 to hit. C.
16 hits.
Oh,
Appreciate that we're all just like, Thrungi can handle 3 by himself.
oh yeah. That's only 5 damage.
This one had dealt with some fire, so it's whittling away. Some barbecue brisket now.
Hey, net 20 from Multi.
I'll also roll strength save for it. That's can't. That's a
Only
success.
initiative. Initiative was your only bad roll.
So roll down.
I've had
for the-
advantage for pack tactics. I have had some stinkers.
What's the damage?
6 plus. Oh! Maybe this die is like hot. It's 2 6s and. Yeah, I'm gonna get another. I'm gonna see if roll 20 so I can finish day.
Whoever doesn't trust her dice.
But it is not working for me today. Right, I don't think that 5 6s in a row is actually good for a dice. I don't know what. Okay, so that's 6 plus 6 plus 1 plus 3. Everybody's good at math.
Is that 23? 3 sixes is 18, plus a 1 is 19, plus 3 is 22.
22.
22.
Thank you.
Tearing chunks out of this thing, like full on, like a whole leg comes with it. As this wolf just rips it out of its socket. The wolf is now covered in black ichor, and snarling and snapping in the very dim light. Thrungi, you're up.
Well, there's only a couple of things that I can do because I'm still currently.
You are restrained. You can attack while restrained. You're just at disadvantage,
Yes,
and it will take an action to break out.
I know.
I mean, you can counter the disadvantage.
I can. So I'm going to just pull my axe out of Void Spider 2, since he came towards me and handily brought me back my axe.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to stay restrained so I can hit Void Spider 2 twice in the face.
Cool. So straight rolls. Assuming
Yeah.
you're going reckless.
That is a 15.
15 just hits.
I rolled a 3.
It's good to know that you can only miss 10% of the time.
So this one has the full damage and is for a total of, if I remember correctly, yes, 21 points of damage.
That was Void Spider 2 you were attacking originally, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, just you managed to you're feeling the pull of the web around you, but you managed to get a decent thunk in, and you pull back for a second strike.
I do the same thing again for a 16.
That hits. Roll damage.
Same damage again.
What was that? 22.
21.
21. Nice. This thing is now hobbled badly, and on death's door. Let's give it a red circle to show. Yeah, barely holding on. Anything else you want to do? Bonus action. You're restrained, so you can't move.
No, I can't. So that's all I get to do.
Cool.
I literally have one thing I can do on a bonus action, and that is rage. That's it. That is my bonus action.
Cool. It is now Void Spiders 1 through 4's turns. Void Spider 4 is going to back up, seeing that you're restrained, and start chewing into the wall.
Oh, that's not good.
The other ones down at the bottom are doing the same thing, 6 and 7. And Void Spider 5 is just legging it.
Void Spider 5 has an interest elsewhere, apparently. Void Spider 3 is going to go... It's going to go after Nyah, because Nyah's the one that attacked it. Actually, Void Spider 3 hasn't used its ability, so it is also going to use it. I need... from this point, 5, 10, 15. Just Faendal and Nyah again. 30 turn. 5, 10, 15. Oh no. And Rambear. Actually, I need all three of you to roll Constitution saving throws, please. Faendal gets a bonus, Rambear doesn't.
Oh, I rolled really.
This is what I mean. Going by this one, that's 15, but it shouldn't be. That's not the same as...
It is also, it's a 20-foot cone, not a 15-foot cone anyway.
Oh,
so.
3 foot. Look,
Yeah.
sorry.
10, 21. Constitution saves.
9.
9.
Oh, if Rambear, if you'd have moved one bit closer, you'd got Nyah's thing. Oh, this plus 3.
Faendal.
Come on, be good. Oh, 22.
22. Rambear.
5.
Rambear Nyah takes 21 points of cold damage. Faendal takes 10.
I might die this
And I need both Nyah and Rambear to roll me wisdom saves quickly.
30, 20.
30-20.
Rambear's hella wise, that's a 25.
25. You feel your psyche get battered by staring into the endless nothingness for the briefest of seconds, but you manage to steal yourselves and not suffer from any madness. Then it is 1 and 2 turns who are going to continue trying to chomp and sting the restrained Thrungi. Coming up, 2 bite attacks. First one at advantage is 15.
Nope.
Second one at advantage is a 14. Why can I never roll to hit you? Stingers coming in. Nope. 19.
Yeah, that hits.
4 attacks, 1 hit. Jesus Christ.
4 attacks with advantage.
Yeah, 1 hit. Watch me do it to Nyah. I'll crit her 6 times. 6 piercing damage that you can halve, 7 poison damage that you can halve, and a single Constitution saving throw for me, please, with an advantage.
Ooh. Oh, thank God that was a 7. Yes, 17.
You succeed. Nyah, you're up. Faendal on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna go for number 3.
You currently cannot see.
You are blind.
You are in
That
magical. You are in
and
magical darkness.
Hordes are darkness.
Okay, if I move there, like I move forward just a few steps.
You know what? Yeah, I'd say it puts you in a more dangerous situation, but it gets you out of the darkness. That's fair.
Okay, I will go for number 3.
Number 3.
That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is going to be 15 plus
Oh, did you get that back?
6.
15 plus 6 is 21.
And then I will slash at it again.
Go for it.
No, I won't. It's a 15.
15 hits.
Do I?
15 hits.
Nice. And that is 12 plus 1.
One radiant.
1 radiant.
13. 2. You very quickly got to the balance of this sword and just cleaving through it. 2 large swings on it, and it like rears up at one point and you slash it across its underbelly where there's got very little armor. Burst of radiant light affecting it. Anything else? If not, Faendal.
No, that's it.
Well, I'm going to stumble out of the darkness to where I thought there was no darkness, and still be in darkness,
Yep.
and then stumble a bit further in the same direction.
Okay.
Uh,
There's a wolf!
There's a wolf that I didn't see.
Horrifying wolf in the middle of darkness right in front of you, snarling and snapping.
I'll turn around to look at Rambear to be like, friendly wolf, and Rambear's not there.
Nope, it's just darkness.
And assume that it's a friendly wolf. And shoot Void Spider 8 with a elemental bolt.
Go for it.
I hope it's not
Balthazar, you're up in a bit.
necrotic. I assume necrotic is 20.
23 hits.
Assuming it's not immune to the damage type, it'll be forward. It's poison. 19 points of poison.
19 points of poison. This was on number 8. It doesn't seem to be resistant to it. That's where I was going with that. It seems to propagate in. It like starts like part of it seems to like curl up a little bit from the pain, but it is continuing to fight.
What did you say?
Royal Messenger announcement.
Oh no.
I'm joking.
Bonus action.
Bonus action? Nope.
Nope.
I also have no bonus actions.
Okay. Right. It is now 5, 6, 7, and 8's turns. 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is going to start chewing into that part of the wall. Seven.
He's going to continue chewing, I assume.
No, it feels threatened. So it is going to come here. And it is going to unleash 2 attacks against Wolf C. The bite attack is a 18 to hit. And the
Yes, that hits.
stinger attack is a 13.
Does not hit.
13, just the bite attack. It takes 21 points of piercing damage.
Which wolf was this again?
C.
Sorry.
And 10 points of force damage as the bite begins to disintegrate the wolf. And can the wolf make a Constitution save for me?
Have to get up its sheet. We can let it die. Not sure it can. Yeah, okay. 15.
15 succeeds. That's then Wolf Spider 6, which is going to follow up on the same wolf with a bite attack, which is an 11, and a stinger attack, which is a 23.
Yeah, just about.
That is 9 points of piercing damage, 10 poison damage.
Ah, it's gone. Wolf disintegrates.
It
Oh,
disappears
the wolf
into...
melts.
Oh.
Cool, and then that leaves Void Spider 8, surrounded by wolves.
And Nyah.
Yeah, it doesn't like being there. It is going to step into the darkness behind it and teleport. 10, 15, 20, 25. It's got to teleport to darkness, so it's going to go over here. And then we'll scuttle over to join its mate and start eating the wall. Another 6. Balthazar, your turn. At the start of your turn, with your perception, you briefly glance behind you to see the defending of the catapults. In the light, you can see a couple of bodies who are just on the ground, unmoving. You can also see ballista that just gets lifted up by 3 Vroks and tossed over the side of the wall to the ground below, and you hear the shattering of impact on the floor. You can see numerous other dead Vroks and other creatures there as well, but they are taking a battering. And at that point, you see a bunch more Vroks heading towards one of the catapults, where Vidalis is standing there trying to fight them off as they rip into the rope and cords for the catapult. But it is your turn. Rambear, you're on deck.
Yeah, it's kind of a fucked if we did, fucked if we didn't situation, so there's not much we can do. I'm gonna fire a red frost at number 2. Let's look at the red rings. It's
2?
The hurt one?
Yeah, number 2 is quite hurt.
Uh,
To be honest, a lot of them are
26
quite
to
hurt.
28
26 does hit. I need to stop putting bloodied counters on half of them.
14 frost damage.
14 frost damage. How do you kill a void spider?
I don't know, it just kind of freezes up and evaporates, I guess. I don't know.
Just completely freezes, and then you hit it, and just the ice begins to cake up the side of it, and it just curls over on that side before you see its legs into curl up like those spiders do, and then in on itself to the point that it then just inverts completely and rips itself apart.
I'm comfy where I am, so I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Cool. End of Balthazar's turn. Rambear, you're bloody.
Rambear can't see very well.
No,
Rambear's a
you're
little bit
in
panicky.
darkness.
Rambear has noticed a loophole in a spell that you're currently testing. I'd like to double check with you. Does arc lightning require actual?
Yes, I would.
Creatures.
I would
But
say.
I think that maybe
Yeah, that is a testing note that I will make a note of.
add that to your notes. Sorry. I was like, ooh, could I?
Yeah, the targets that you can see.
Okay. In which case, I am going to instead use the Embloom
With it in blue.
and invoke both death and life upon a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. Does not say that you can see.
That is
Each
fair.
creature of your choice in that area must make a con saving throw, taking 2d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much on a blah blah blah. Magical vegetation in the area withers, and a creature of my choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit die and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting ability modifier. It's a long spell.
It is.
Amber is going to do that at Spider 3, the only one that I think it's really aware of through.
Okay.
100 animals. I assume
So it makes a con save. That is a 19 on the die, so it takes half damage.
damage. That's not a lot of damage. It's a 6 on the new die.
So is that 6?
And
Is that 6 already
Total.
halved?
I just rolled the 1.
Okay, cool.
Would you like me to roll 2? I can
No,
roll
that's fine. No, take the 6. That's fine. I don't mind.
And if Nyah so wishes, how big is 10 foot?
10 foot is the size of the spider. 10 foot radius, isn't it?
Radius, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, easily. Nyah's in 10 foot radius.
If she wishes, may add some hit points to herself. You do have to spend a hit die. You also get, I think, my spellcasting modifier is
Yeah. So your spellcast modifier is 5.
5. Yeah, so you get an extra 5 points if you want to do this.
Sarah?
You listening?
No.
No. Ram did something very, very nice for you, and you didn't.
If you want to roll a hit die to heal, you can. You roll that die and add 5 to it.
It's just,
Okay.
it's just Nyah, isn't it?
Just Nyah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Rambear, while Nyah does that, do you want to do some wolves?
So you can spend a hit
Let's
die.
do some wolves.
Yes.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Five.
I'll get my hit die.
A D10.
D10.
Roll a D10. D10 plus 5. 10. Nice.
Thank you, Rambear.
Remember
Welcome.
to just track that you've used a hit die of yours as well, in case you take short rests at some point.
Okay.
Click on it.
Actually,
No, click on
I'll just remember.
I'll note it down, don't worry.
the short rest. Go on short rest.
No, because I don't want to take it.
No, you're not taking a short rest. Click on it. There you go.
Okay.
that felt like a weird move.
It's technically these barrels just get crushed in the sides of the direwolf.
Yeah, the direwolf doesn't care for barrels. Direwolf A is sort of bored.
I
Like
will
all of its targets
also
have.
actually say that technically this darkness has now faded.
Ah.
But it's fine.
Not the one that's consuming. Not the one that's
It
consuming
is
Rambear.
that one that's faded.
Cool, and I definitely have everything for hitting things now. That's a 13 plus 5, 18 to hit.
Which wolf is this, sorry?
Sorry, Wolf A for
Wolf A on
spiders.
8. Yeah,
8.
got it. That
Should have
hits.
taken a fair amount of damage.
9 plus 3. 12 of piercing damage, and I'd like a.
That's a failure. It's prone.
You wolf. Oh, sorry. Screw you, spider.
Yellow is prone. Yellow's a bad colour. Green is prone.
Then B is just going to continue. Well, it's going to void spider 3.
Yeah, go for it.
Going to be another 18 to hit.
That hits.
Why it wouldn't? And that's 4 and 13 of
13
piercing
points of
damage.
It's just
And
about
the strength.
still up. Strength save. That is a 13 plus
It passes.
3, yeah, 16. And last wolf.
And wolf going at, well, obviously it's going at spider 6.
Yeah.
That's that's going to hit. That's 18 plus 5, 23.
Yep.
4. 13 points again.
13.
Upset.
Nice. Those wolves jump away. Thrungi, you're up.
Wow, it is time for me to hit a.
You like spin around, wrapped up like this.
Yep.
Thrungi's essentially doing like not even arms; he's just doing full body swings of his axe.
That is for 19.
That hits. This is avoid spider 1.
For 15 points of damage.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. That's a 2.
That misses.
14 on total.
14. You try to swing on this one and it like scuttles to the side slightly, just pulls up its limb that you were aiming for. And you have no movement. So, on the spiders 1, 3, and 4's turn, 4, for the sake of brevity, keeps eating. 3, at the end of its next turn, that'll disappear. 3 is going to... let's do 1, because I know what 1's doing. 1 is trying to attack Thrungi. Bite attack. A natural 1, but also a 23 to hit with the bite. 16 piercing damage, which you can halve.
Yep.
And 5 force damage that you can't, as you feel part of yourself begin to disintegrate underneath its bite. And can you make a con save? Genuinely think you can only fail on a 1.
That's fine. How much was the damage again? Sorry.
16 piercing, half to 8, and 5 force.
Yep. And I rolled an 18 naturally.
Yeah, you're fine. And a 19 to hit you with its stinger.
Yep.
6 piercing damage, half to 3. 4 poison damage, half to 2. And quick con save, just in case you roll a 1.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
For a total of?
13.
Yeah. Okay, you can fail on a 2 as well. That's good to know. Void Spider 3 is going to... You know what? 1, 2, 3, Nyah, 4, 5, 6, the wolf. It's a 1. It'll split its attacks. It will bite Nyah and sting the wolf. Let's go with that. I think that's a fair option. Bite! That's a 3 on the die. It's not going to hit Nyah. Stinger is a 5 on the die, which isn't going to hit the wolf. And that disappears. Nyah, you're up.
Okay. I will go for number 3 since we're besties.
Yeah.
That is a 31 to hit.
That hits.
And that is 8. And then 3 radiant.
Actually, not rolling damage.
How do you want to kill a Void Spider?
Woohoo! Okay, I will slide underneath the spider. And then chop up one of its legs. And then when it falls, well, into me, I will like stab it through the middle.
Very
with
Sheila.
soft tissue.
Very Sheila. Badass. Okay, sick.
Okay, can I do anything else in my
You
turn?
two-
You've got move and an attack. And an attack. You've got one more attack.
Can I ride the wall?
You can, but it won't take you anywhere until its turn, and therefore you won't be able to get your second attack.
You could get to Void Spider 1.
Yeah, okay. Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Well,
Yeah,
you've got
okay.
6 squares, so.
I'll go all the way to spider number 1, and since I'm on a high, hopefully I'll hit it.
Yeah.
No, I won't. That's a 14.
Oh, twice now! You can literally only miss on a 2 and a 1, and you've missed
You
twice.
come in, but you just get slightly wrong, and you hit like your foot catches on the brazier that's standing just there, and just slightly catches off your aim, and you hit part of its chitinous plates. Faendal, you're up.
Oh, Thrungi needs to get free, but I feel like he doesn't want to. I'm moving behind the brazier, so I feel like, oh god, not inside. God. Thrungi needs to get. I also just want to stay near Nyah so that I get her aura.
Hug the aura.
But Thrungi needs to be free, but you don't want to waste a turn getting free. So I'm going to haste Thrungi
Okay.
so that he can free himself without having to.
You can still only get 1 attack, but
Still only get 1 attack.
Can I not use that extra action I get?
that
to
action
free-
is explicit on what
only-
you can do.
Attack, disengage, dash, and the item. So, but you'll still be able to attack while freeing yourself. And I'll literally yell, "Get yourself free!"
Okay.
Also means you don't have to go reckless, or you'll get advantage or whatever.
Faendal,
So here, and that's it.
Faendal, you are surrounded in blue to show you are concentrating on a spell. I should
Oh,
also
that's
do that
good.
for Rambear, actually.
Clever.
There we go. That is the end of Faendal's turn. It is now the remaining 4 spiders.
Oh, I'm not. I'm gonna go there. So I know that they've got a cone weapon.
That is perfectly reasonable.
I'm just gonna stay there.
Void Spider 8 is gonna stand up to avoid the prone condition, and is then going to use. Oh no, it's used its cone. It's just gonna bite and sting the wolf. That is a 20 to hit the wolf. 14 piercing damage. And 13 force damage. And the wolf needs to make a constitution save. That's cocked.
15. Nat 20 on the con
Nat
save,
20,
so I think it's 22.
17 to hit with its stinger. For
That hits.
8 piercing damage and 7 poison damage. And must make another constitution save.
I need to check what their wolf stats is. Con save. 17.
17, it's fine. Void Spider 7 is going to move and continue eating into the wall. Void Spider, how's that wolf looking?
I'm just trying to work it out.
A.
Sorry, A was like one of the. I mean, it's not looking great. What's the definition of bloodied?
Usually half damage.
It's way blooded.
Void Spider 5 is going to shift and unleash 2 attacks against it. It's going to start with its stinger with a 23 to hit. 10 piercing.
Yes.
And 7 poison.
Yeah, the wolf melts, makes a horrible gurgle as it does. Rambear can completely control this and chooses to make everybody watch.
Which means it can use its bite attack against the wall. Actually has to roll for this one though. Because it's got 18, which means it does get to eat into the wall. Another 5. Faendal, Rambear, and Thrungi actually. You see that there is a crevice beginning to form in the wall, connecting from roughly where Void Spider 7 and 6 are, and where 5 and 8 are. Like the foundational structure of the wall is starting to fall.
Oh no.
You can use mending though, right?
It's not irreparable right now, but you've noticed that the two sides are starting to like crack towards each other as the actual integrity of the stone is failing.
Super glue.
It's not fully done yet, but it's something to bear in mind. And Void Spider 6 is just going to unload on the wolf because it's nearly dead and is lashing out wildly. 17 to hit with its bite. For 18 piercing damage and 12 force. This is Wolf D, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And a natural 20 with its stinger
I think the wolf might be dead.
is 11 piercing and 12 poison. It doesn't
Con save?
Yeah, 2 con saves actually.
It's alive!
Alive. It has just critically failed its con save, so...
Which one? First or
Let's
second?
see. The second.
Second, okay, it is poisoned. Actually, it critically failed. It is also paralysed.
Poisoned and paralysed?
It is paralysed.
It's dead next turn.
But it succeeded on its first one, correct?
Yeah. So it takes no extra damage?
No.
Oh, dang.
It is poisoned and paralysed, though, which means it can't do anything on its next turn.
can be
But
bait.
that loops us onto Balthazar.
Taking in the state of things, I'm gonna move a bit and then shoot Void Spider 6, I think.
Okay.
I go down about there.
Sure.
I think that's close enough. And then, yeah, just Ray of Frost on Spider 6.
Ray of Frost. Do it.
Or 29 to hit.
That hits.
It's a little bit. 15 cold damage.
15 on 6, yeah?
Yep.
Ooh. You see it crack up, but it's just holding on and like trying to scrabble at the wolf.
Cool.
End of Balthazar's turn. Rambear. You're mute.
Right. It's a... Actually... Right. An idea, but it could be a bad one. A spell. And can you pull up the spell Transmute Rock?
Transmute Rock, sure. Transmute Rock. What are you trying to do? 120
so what I'd
foot
like
range?
to do is big old range.
Yep.
What I'd like to do is to where it's like the walls are starting to crumble, sort of like to turn them to mud for a second, then like back to rock, so that sort of where it's starting to crumble, it sort of like re-solidifies.
That is a little bit beyond what the spell can do. The spell lets you do rock to mud, which means it would turn
Mud to
it to
rock?
mud. You would then have to
Spell's
cast it
duration.
again, which is until dispelled.
I'm
It's
like,
not,
It's
It's
not
not
concentration,
concentration.
it's until dispelled, which means someone would have to dispel
Oh, I have to
magically
actually dispel it.
afterwards.
oh gross. Okay, that's right. Not constant. Right. It's fine. Rambear's sort of hanging out at the back at the moment. Good. Okay. We're
doing?
going to. Ooh. We thought through. Sorry, gang. Now we can see, so we can use arc
Yep.
lightning. And I can cast it. I think it's 30 foot. We're gonna. I assume that I can actually walk, like, out of range of this spider.
Yeah, you can loop around. The wall extends, it's fine.
Okay. I just like to. Yeah, it's not just like gonna come up here. So we're gonna just go for these two spiders within range. That's Void Spider 4 and 1,
Cool.
and that will be saving throws, please.
1, 4. Both fail their deck saves.
Fantastic. 12 looks like 11 points of lightning damage each.
11 points. Cool. Both of them fry up a second ago, but then they're still pretty healthy. So, 2 wolves. One of them is paralyzed, can't do anything. 1 wolf.
One wolf! This wolf is courageously going to go to Void Spider. Actually, how's Void Spider 6?
I was about to say, Void Spider 8 is technically bloodied.
Ah. Nice. Run over and have a like snap at them for a 18 to hit,
That hits.
and that's going to be the 7 points of thing damage.
How much damage, sorry? 11. And it is knocked. Ooh, is it? What's the DC?
The DC is 13. Is it already?
It's prone. 8 is back prone.
I was 5 prone before. Ooh.
No, it was 8 who was prone before.
8 was prone before. Oh shit.
How much damage was it again, sorry? 20 something?
7.
7. Wow.
7? You're really overestimating a wolf.
Cool, that's the end of the wolf's turn.
Now the other one's gonna howl. Fully.
It's poisoned. It's paralysed. At the end of its turn, can it make a constitution save?
a
12. Still poisoned. Thrungi, you're up.
Cool. I really need to start remembering to roll damage for the frickin' spiders. Well, that's my own. It's too late. My own fault. So, with my action, I will get rid of the frickin' web.
Should have had you marked, but yes. You
and
just...
then,
and it breaks apart.
and you said it was spiders 7 and 6 where the crack was appearing?
Yeah, the crack is that kind of line across. It's not exact, a direct straight line, but like kind of.
Which line across? That line between the two, yeah?
Yeah, so it's kind of like along this avenue.
So it looks like it's coming from them?
It looks like it's not originating from them. It is they have been eating the wall and fundamentally breaking down its structure.
Cool. I'm leaving Void Spider 1.
It is
Yeah.
going to attempt to bite you.
Yep.
Were you attacking recklessly last turn?
Yes, but I haven't attacked recklessly this turn, which means
Is
just...
it until the start of your next turn?
Yeah.
Cool. That won't hit then. That is a 10 on the die. Yeah, 16.
Cool. Now, I think it doubles my movement speed.
Haste doubles your movement speed, yep.
So I now have movement speed of 70, so I can easily get here. I'm thinking.
You haven't moved on my screen. There we go. Yeah,
3,
that's
4,
easily within 70.
7. Yep.
And you have one attack.
Which one looks more hurt?
Void Spider 6.
Then I'm going to put it into 6.
Cool, go for it.
I am going to go reckless as well.
Cool.
For a 22.
That hits. Roll me some damage.
For 22.
22. How do you want to kill a Void Spider?
I literally just put it in its head and just pull it back.
You actually managed to pull its head out of its carapace, and you have a spider's head on your axe for a second before you just throw it across the waterfall and it goes spiraling off into the darkness. Cool. End of your turn. Void Spiders 1 through 4, of which there are only 2 left. One of which is going after Nyah. We'll do Void Spider 1. Actually, Void Spider 1 has not used their cone ability, so is going to use it again. And you two keep standing in a cone next to each other.
I was afraid of that, but if I stood anywhere else, I was either still or there was 3 people.
Can you both make me con saves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll good again though, so it's fine.
Oh,
no. 9!
Nyah takes 9 cold damage.
I take 18.
Faendal takes 18, thank you. And I need you... No, you're fine. 9? Actually, I need you to make a wisdom save for me.
Give me a sec, I'm making a concentration check first.
Fair. It's DC 10.
That's a 6. I'm gonna use my inspiration to...
Okay.
But I want Thrungi just stuck. Concentration check. To a 5, great.
Thrungi, you feel haste fade on you and just... And your next turn will be null and voided, because Chris, for the life of him, cannot roll Constitution saving throws.
I cannot save. I just cannot keep concentration up ever.
Can you make a wisdom save?
Wisdom save. Oh, but that's a nat 20.
The madness does not take. Your short excursion through a dolmen gate has steeled a lot of your minds against the potential threat. That's that one's turn. Void Spider 4. It's going to keep eating. You're starting to see the area around where Void Spider 4 is start to sag and crumble a little bit more. Nyah, you're up. Faendal on deck.
I will go for Spider 1.
Go for it.
That is 23 to hit.
Roll me some damage.
It is 14 plus 6 radiant.
20.
And then I will swing at it again.
He is bloody.
21 to hit.
Roll damage.
11 plus 1.
12 points of damage. He's very bloodied. You've managed to carve off an extra couple of limbs, but its mouth is still like hanging open. It's got like a cleft through the bottom part of its mandibles, but it's still holding together, and you can feel the coldness as it's just standing there around it. Faendal, you're up.
Oh, are we in darkness, by the way?
No. Oh yeah, you would be. That's a good point. Those attacks would have been a disadvantage, but yeah, I can't bother to retroactive it.
I mean, I assume that Nyah would have just moved to the side.
Yeah, I'm really close to it
Like,
actually.
she could have just gone there.
Yeah, I'll just move to the
That's
side.
fine. Yes, you're in complete darkness.
What about the fact that there's a brazier right next to me?
That brazier has gone out.
Like there's no fire on it anymore.
No, it's gone out. But I can't edit that, so.
I'm gonna back up. So I'm in light. Oh, hello, Balthazar.
You're also not concentrating anymore. So take that.
Yeah. 5 and 8 are causing problems now, aren't they?
You've noticed that there is a crack building there, yeah.
Bloodied. Really end up using a lot of spell all the time. I'm gonna use a magic missile, 2nd level,
Mm-hmm.
with a 1st level boost, 6 damage. So I'm gonna hit.
Yep, how are you splitting it?
Void Spider 5 is getting the big blast.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of the others go to Void Spider 8.
Okay, roll it for me.
So that's. Void Spider 8 gets. 10 damage.
Still up?
Still up.
Yeah.
And then 1d4. It's 2d10. 18 points damage to.
Nice. Yeah, that one just gets blown apart and it has to scramble back up from sideways to start standing again. Dope. End of your turn?
That's it. Yeah, end of my turn.
These 3 down here's turn. This one can't be eating because Thrungi is threatening its space. So Void Spider 7 is going to
Didn't need to use Reckless.
You went reckless, didn't you? It's not going to use its prone ability. Then
I
it's
need to, Geth,
why?
because I would have had flanking with the wolf.
He's right.
You declared it.
Character fitting.
Bite still doesn't hit you. 2 9s. Stinger with a dirty 20 will though. For 10 piercing, half to 5, and 6 poison, half to 3. And don't roll a 1 or a 2 on your con save.
I rolled a 13 on one die. I can't be bothered to roll the other one.
Yeah, you're fine. That was 7's turn. 5 is going to back up and take an attack of opportunity from the wolf. To chew into the wall some more. Assuming it survives.
A 13 to hit?
13 doesn't hit, I'm afraid. Gets away and starts eating away. They've not rolled that well on their bitey damage, to be fair. Void Spider 8, knowing it's on death's door, is going to go all out against the wolf. And go bite attack. Bite attack will hit. 20 piercing damage. And 11 force damage from its bite. And the stinger is also going to hit.
The save?
Was that an 8 on the con save?
18.
18, it's fine. for another 11 piercing damage and 2 poison damage.
He's still there, but he's taking
Wolf
another
is still there. Oh,
save.
by the way, it also got up from prone.
17 con save.
17. It is fine. Not poisoned, not suffering any lingering effects. That is the end of their turns. Balthazar, Rambear after.
I'm gonna fire at number 8.
Number 8, go for it.
27 to hit,
Hits, roll damage.
or 15 frost damage.
15, another one. You just crash into it and it skitters on the ice for a second before cascading into the middle of the courtyard, before freezing up completely and shattering against the ground, about 30 feet below.
Cool.
As that one goes down. Anything else you want to do?
I'll just move around a bit.
Cool. Rambear, you're up.
Yeah. Spider's really annoying Rambear, actually. A lot. Rambear can't do a lot without dropping concentration on these wolves, who have served very well. So Rambear's going to do something that they don't usually do. As a bonus action, they're going to cast Shillelagh on themselves.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Bonk it.
bonk it with a club.
Bonk it with a club.
Bonk it with a club.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, why would I do it on both? Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a 17 to hit.
That hits.
That's for 1d8 plus 5. Well, it was an 8 plus 5, which I'm still happy with. Sorry.
12.
On the timestamp for this horrible interlude.
That's fine. It's still up. It takes a hell of a beating and it is on the verge of death, but it is still up.
Rambear's pretty damn happy with that. It's the first time they've hit anything for a while.
Wolf.
I'll stay, yeah, in range. Wolf, they could both do something equally impressive.
Well, D is still paralyzed, so can't do anything.
Right. So B is gonna run up to Spider 5.
Yep.
Spider 5's looking too bad, right?
He's alright.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah, he's
a
gone.
15 plus 20, dirty 20 to hit.
That hits. I
I
was wondering why I
don't know
had
why I'm
number
waiting
8 still on my notebook, and I was like, but I can't see him on the map. And I was like, oh yeah, Balthazar blew him off.
That's a 12 to bitey damage. And I have a
12
strength
bitey
saving
damage.
throw.
Strength save. They've not done great on their strength saves, to be honest. That is a 19 on the die, though.
Done fine on them. Wolf D is just gonna howl, like whimper howl though.
Make a con
Yeah.
save to see whether it ends the paralyzed.
Yeah, 15.
15. Paralyzed is ended, is still poisoned.
Nice.
End of the wolf's turn. Thrungi.
Yeah?
Void Spider 7 is. Oh, your haste failed, didn't it? You go
I'm
to
sorry.
swing as haste and. Have a second to catch your breath. Void Spiders 1 and 4. 4 is biting away because no one's engaged it, so it's just going to keep eating. Void Spider 1, badly damaged. It's going to go for the person that just hit it with a club. With a bite and a stinger.
Oh no, the wolves.
The bite is a natural 19.
Rambear, why?
13 piercing damage to Rambear. And 10 force damage. And can you make a constitution save, please?
That's a 23 as well, so an 11 on the con check.
The stinger does miss that.
The con save.
What was the con save?
2 plus my con mod.
Okay,
think
so,
it's 2.
well, that's the first con save, which means at the start of your next turn, you're going to take more force damage because your skin where the spider bit, like on your shoulder, is starting to flake away and disintegrate. But now your concentration check, which is a DC 11.
Easy.
Wolves
You know
stay
the
up, but that spider will not last much longer. Nyah.
Kill this one quickly. Run to the next.
Yeah.
Run to 4. Oh my god, voice spider 4.
That is.
Oh. Oh. It stopped so long on the 18 then.
It's a 14.
That's another 2.
14 doesn't hit.
How can you do that so
I
often?
don't know.
Second
I will-
attack.
29.
29 does hit.
Oh, that's 10 plus 4.
How do you want to kill this one?
I will slash it through the mouth so that it does not have a mouth at all.
There's a flood of black ichor which covers your armored boots for a second, but then it clears the way.
You can still move.
You can
Yeah,
still move.
Yeah, I will.
You can't attack.
No, I can't attack, but I'll move to Spider 4.
Cool. Faendal.
2 checking each spider. I guess I'm soloing spider 5.
There's a wolf down there.
Yeah. If I run up next to spider 5, that wolf gets packed tactics, you know? I can't reach. Actually, I'm going to keep near the light. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to... Is there anything that I can do really heavy damage? Definitely kill it? Don't think so. I'm just going to elemental bolt it.
Cool. Roll me it.
17.
That hits. Roll damage. It's not resistant to anything in particular, so don't too worry about the dice damage.
I am going to be worried because it was terrible. 12.
12 points of damage. It's still fighting and snapping directly. Like, it notices you, but it's going after the wolf because the wolf is in its way. Anything else on your turn, bonus actions? If not,
That's it.
okay. Spider 5 is going to attempt to sting the wolf, hoping to kill it with its stinger first. With an 18 on the die, that'll hit. And that is 8 piercing damage and 12 poison. Total of 20.
B melts, gurgles as it dissolves.
It gets stabbed by and flooded with poison, and it curls over, which means it gets to make a bite attack against the rock with a natural 20. It can't crit on these. It does another 6 points of force damage, and that crack begins to widen. You hear it as it begins to spread slightly further. That is the end of that turn. Void Spider 7 is just going to unload on Thrungi. Not at advantage. The bite will miss.
Because I get
Yeah?
at advantage because I'm stunned.
You're not stunned after
You're
haste.
not
You just
stunned.
skip your turn. It's different.
Oh, okay. I thought you were stunned for a turn.
The
My
stinger
mistake.
is a natural 20 though.
And
9 piercing damage, half to 4. 22 poison damage, half to 11.
yeah,
And don't roll a 1 or a 2 on your con save. And then Balthazar, you're up.
yeah, I'm fine.
You are bloodied. 4 and 7 are okay.
I'm gonna fire at Spider 5.
Go on, steal another kill.
Rambear, you're on deck.
30 to hit.
30 to hit does hit.
1 off crit. 14 frost damage.
14 frost damage, still up.
Oh, I'm going to say, if you killed that one as well, just starting peppering the frost steal kills.
It would be nice.
Do you want to move anywhere?
I'm good right in the middle there.
Cool.
I think.
Rambear,
Yep.
at the start of your turn, you take
Absolutely.
4 points of force damage, and then do what you want.
Roll another concentration check.
Oh yeah, gotta make a con save.
Yes. So I have succeeded my 11 still.
11. Yeah, you're fine. It's DC 10.
Spider. So it's no longer paralyzed. Sorry, the wolf.
No, the wolf
Succeeded
could do. The wolf is poisoned, so it has disadvantage, but it can do anything.
Yeah. I am bored.
So you're dropping concentration.
Gonna drop.
I mean, the wolf could probably take out Spider 5.
Disadvantage? I don't know.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Moonbeam. Obviously, I'm doing Moonbeam.
Over which spider?
Spider 5 is bloodied. Yeah, I
far
mean,
away?
everybody else is in melee range with the spiders, so.
So you're just going to wipe out 5, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
We will be intelligent and put a 10-foot radius. 10-foot radius about there, so it's easier to move. You're closer. Con
Doesn't really
save
matter.
fails.
2d10 radiant. That's 10. Ooh! 20, please.
It burns in a complete anathema to its form as radiant light pours through it, and its darkness is broken upon the wall. End of Rambear's turn. No wolves. Thrungi.
No wolves.
Axe face.
Axe face.
Reckless for 20, 30.
Yep.
30.
Dirty.
For 12.
For 12. Yep.
Again 30
Mm-hmm.
for 15.
Can't do maths. There we go. Cool. 2 carving swings into it. Rage would have stayed up because you got attacked. That's fine. Voids 1 through 4. Void 4 is going to back up and take the opportunity attack from Nyah because it wants to keep eating.
Okay.
You say boy's eaten a lot until it's filled.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that hits.
That is 10.
And then it's going to be your turn anyway, so.
Yeah, 10 plus 2.
12 points of damage. 4. Cool. I assume you chase it. And
Yeah.
then unload.
Yep. That is 17 to hit,
Hits.
and it's 12 plus 3.
15.
I will. That is 28 to hit.
Roll damage.
10 plus 8. 18.
Not quite bloodied, but nearly there. As you just carve into it, the radiant light burning away, its mouth weakening as it's trying to chew through. Faendal.
Hit or
With a fireball, yeah.
I'm not gonna. I am going to. We'll put a spell on. And then blast 7 with a bolt.
Go for it.
So 17.
Yeah, roll damage.
No. So what type is that? Full damage. Copy in. Balthazar.
How much?
It is 23.
23. It's barely holding on.
Oh, don't say that to me. Ooh, no, I'm gonna leave it.
Cool.
Let someone else pick it up.
On its turn, it's going to take the opportunity attack from Thrungi. It's running a bit on animistic nature. It could teleport, but it's not thinking. And it's going to climb over the statue.
Does it take just 1d6 or 3?
1. Well, it takes 1 for each attack that it got hit.
So
Fine.
sit 3. It takes 13 points of necrotic damage.
No, it doesn't even get to move. It had 13 hit points left. It goes to move and it just as like the wounds that you put into it. As it moves, the wounds like rip open and it just falls apart as it goes to move. Which now means it's Balthazar's turn.
Yeah. Just let it.
That was pretty clutch. They were getting close to the target.
Is anyone especially hurt right now?
I will say, roll me a. Now your passive perception's high enough. You can see that Rambear is slowly disintegrating.
What condition is it, or?
It's not a condition. It is her fault. There's a large bite mark on her shoulder that you can see is like slowly disappearing.
I don't particularly need to hit the spider because there's now all of us on one spider, so I will take the turn to heal Rambear a bit.
Cool. Rambear, it is then your turn.
Let's go with the healing word of second. Or 10 health.
10 health,
Good
and
health.
the disintegration is stymied by the radiant healing and no longer affecting you. And then it's your turn.
Gonna move
Oh, that was a
Moonbeam.
healing word. You've still got an action, Stephen.
I'm just gonna stand where I am.
1, 2, 3.
Fuck it.
You are
You
close
could
enough
run
to
up and
getting
whack
that.
it.
I could
You
whack
are-
it,
Stab a bitch.
but I don't want to get stabbed back on its next turn, so I'm just gonna stand here.
Okay.
Oh.
Balthazar's taking that bridge. Rambear, your turn.
Balthazar,
I mean,
sure.
you can cantrip. You could Ray of Frost.
That's true. You
Can't
can Ray
do
Frost.
Two
Spell
spells on
and
a turn.
you can do a cantrip and a spell. So you can
Oh,
Ray Frost.
cantrip is fine.
Oh, okay. I'll do a Ray of Frost then.
Do it.
I thought I couldn't do two spells.
Don't waste. Don't waste.
Still the kill. Still the kill.
19 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, 4 frost damage.
Ooh.
Or very important. Or
It could add up.
3 dice on 2 dice. 3
Yeah,
dice. 3 dice.
1, 1, 2. 3d8.
Rambear, your turn.
Ring Moonbeam.
Can Moonbeam move 60 feet, is it? Action to move at 60 feet.
Yeah. And that's well within 60 feet.
Ah.
Yeah, you can get it. That's perfectly fine.
Can I have a con save, please?
You can indeed. Natural 19, it's going to take half.
See if it needs it. Well, I'll do that. That's. We round down, so it's 4. Oh, no, 5. 5. It's of radiant damage.
5 points of radiant damage.
Oh wait, no, sorry. That's not the right dice.
Okay.
Just in case. Well, did it kill it?
No.
If it killed it, it doesn't matter.
No.
Okay.
This actually
Could've
is
also
bloody,
been
that is fair.
Yeah.
How much?
That's 9 points of radiant damage.
You've halved that already, yeah?
It's 2d12, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. That ends Rambear's turn. Thrungi, you will have to run through a moonbeam to attack it.
Or you could throw it.
You're around it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35, you can actually get round to hit it without running through moonbeam.
It's also a con 18 if you want to make it look extra cool.
You see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my axe at it.
Go for it.
Throw it, run, grab.
Reckless.
Yes.
I know I
Yeah.
don't get to rage, but 20 something.
That hits.
The first hit, which does 18 points of damage.
It's on 1 hit point.
The second one is a 27 to hit.
What's your second one? You need to
Oh,
pull it back first.
Yeah, which I rolled 27 on the strength check.
Cool. Yeah. Then.
Second attack, I
Die.
rolled 2 natural 18s.
How do you want to do this?
Nyah just kind of sees out of nowhere this axe, literally just bisects it, goes like 5-10 feet out the other side, and then with a snap it just returns.
It goes through to the length of the chain, and then just goes taut before pulling back your hand, and the spider and then leaks and begins to like fall over the side from where its crack is made. And before anything else happens, we're going to take a break because I'm hungry and it's been a long time. So see you guys in a bit. We'll take a decent long break so we can eat properly. See you in a sec. And welcome back. Let's pick up where we left off. As you stand on the cracked and scarred battlements of the southern wall, you look back to the western wall and see the last few demons being dispatched by the remaining defenders. In the guttering firelight, you can see half a dozen of the ballista and 2 you think of the trebuchets out of action. Maybe half the siege weapons stationed on the western wall are now out of commission. You think you see a few bodies. The exact nature of their fall is unknown to you. As Thrungi finishes off the final spider and its carcass goes sliding off the wall over the waterfall. What would you like to do?
Do we want to run and try and look for Vidalis, or do we want to fix the wall? Or...
I don't think we can do anything to fix the wall. Can we?
Can you bring up Wrath of Nature, please?
You want to bring up Wrath of Nature?
Can you bring it up?
Put my phone down.
I'd also read the part I want to do. So essentially it creates a cube, a 60-foot cube. Enough.
It's just coming up to me now.
Okay.
Wrath of Nature.
Okay, so at the end of each of your turns, one creature of your choice, and blah blah blah. Roots and vines. That'd be a physical roots and vines. Spirit
So,
causes trees, rocks, and grasses built in a 60-foot. Ah, no, okay.
I would also say
The
that it does
vines
only last
here?
a minute.
Oh. Want to burn a 5th level spell slot to have them last. Because it's enchanting roots and vines in the area, assuming there are like some sort of plant life on the sides.
Roll an investigation check.
20.
20. You do a thorough investigation. This thing is a castle built on top of a rock in the middle of a large river.
Roots and
That
vines.
kind of plant life that you want isn't really here. You could try, but I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to fully attempt here.
Yeah, so I was hoping that maybe I could use this like create sort of like
A
near the
mesh.
rock so that there's something there.
So the wall
Is
isn't
this more
actively
lichen?
collapsing. You've successfully managed to avoid that happening. It just has a rather large crack through it that for a period was continuing to waste away, but has since stopped wasting. So it's
I still
damaged,
think-
it's not continuing to fall apart.
I don't think it's a priority right now.
I guess we can
Where's
how's
Bella?
everybody feeling?
Thrungi's already started moving towards where the siege weapons were.
I was gonna say, me
Yeah.
too. I am wounded, covered in blood.
Can I quickly point out, Electa, my horse, will now, because it was inside, because it followed us through the portal. So it's gonna come outside, and it's just gonna be, flying around. So it's on hand if I need him, but he's kind of just, flying around the
Okay.
area.
Yep. Remarkably,
Would
this
be
is a siege with
useful.
such large walls that riding a horse actually works.
Faendal missing his horse.
You've got healing potions, Faendal, or would you like me to cast a spell?
I can chug a potion. I got a superior healing potion.
Ooh.
Is it good time? Good time for it. Yeah, 8d4 plus 8. I'll do that.
Also chug a healing.
And move towards Videlis and the siege weapons.
I'm
from
gonna
you.
use it.
Oh, that was a satisfying amount of damage. And a not satisfying amount of ones. Oh.
Thrungi, since you're the first to be heading over, you get there first. You take in the scene, and it's not catastrophic in terms of lives lost. A brief kind of survey around is half a dozen that are at least being carried away on stretchers. Whether any of them are savable or not, you're not entirely clear. You'd have to do proper medicine checks or something like that. You do spot on one of the beers a half-orc monk that some of your fellows might recognise. And you see Videlis kind of patrolling the wall. He's got his own gashes and everything, but he still seems pretty up for it, and taking in the account of everything that's happened.
How bad is it?
At least we didn't lose all of them. But we lost a couple of the trebuchets will probably beyond repair. Another one needs new roper fixing.
Can we cannibalize parts to fix one of those three?
We can give it a
I can
shot.
help with mending as well.
It's not a bad idea. We'll see what we can do. If you've got the time and able, we'll see how much time we've got, I suppose. Can't imagine that was their one and done attempt. As for boots on the ground, I'm hoping we'll get some of them back on their feet in time, but fortunately we're well trained. And they seem to be mostly going after the siege weapons, so we're not too fussed about us. What about on the southern side?
Small crack in the wall. Should be fixable.
Were they not? What caused the crack?
The spiders.
Spiders were eating at the wall. Some weird disintegration magic.
That's terrifying. Do you think it can be repaired? Is it holding?
Oh yeah, it's just the top, isn't it? Jeff?
You're not entirely. You haven't done like a full structural survey, but yeah, you think it's sound enough.
The foundations are still strong. We just need to fix the slight crack starting its way down.
I suppose we've got to make a couple of priority decisions. Would you prefer trebuchet or repairing the wall?
I don't think I can repair the wall, so I'll get started on the trebuchets.
Anyone know how to make concrete?
What's that?
Well,
Concrete is now officially a dwarven invention.
I am going to roll to see if I know how.
Roll me an intelligence check with advantage with stone cutting. I think stone cutting gives you advantage, doesn't it?
Something like that. Well, that is the perfect time for me to roll a natural 20 because I'm shit at intelligence. Obviously, I know a fast setting one for sieges.
Yeah. Whether you have the components for it here, you don't know, and the size of the crack, it would take a chunk of time to do. You can certainly get started on it, but you also have the age-old consideration of you don't know when the next attack is coming if you are wanting a rest of any kind. It'll interfere with that.
I think it's fine. So, can I say, okay, look, this is what I need, and I need it brought to the south wall, and I'll just give them a list of everything that I need.
I tell you what, you take that down to the requisition wall, find your own stuff, just go digging around. No point for record keeping at this point. And bring up as many healing potions as you can find, I suppose. Restock the walls.
Alright. Can I get some help? From anyone not fixing the trebuchets?
Yeah. Then he grabs a couple from the wall. You're joined by a half elf and a fellow dwarf, actually, who might be able to help you in actually identifying things. And they head down with you. Sorry, just taking notes. Anyone else?
I don't know what I can do.
Well, if nothing else, use those hopefully still keen elven eyes and keep a watch out on that bank in case they do anything.
I will
During Faendal.
do that.
Take a rest if you need it. Take rest where you can.
I wasn't going to because I just drank the potion, but
You said if you need to, you don't have to.
yeah.
And you may not even get one. It's up to you whether you want to try and get one.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Nyah, what do you want to do?
I don't need to rest or anything. I'm happy to help if anywhere is needed.
Well, I mean, yeah, Dragonborn friend Balthazar here is going to try and fix us up a trebuchet. Your strength might be useful there.
Yeah, I will. If I'm not needed elsewhere, then I'll join Balthazar.
Appreciated. No, I'm going to go check on everyone else, find Souther, see how the wall's holding. If you need me, you can find me. And he starts heading off down the wall into the courtyard to go find Guildmaster Souther, who is continuing to maintain the barrier over the citadel. Balthazar.
Nyah,
Oh, yeah, come on.
you messaged Sedana.
Yeah, but I told her to meet us at the guild.
Can you message her now? Check where she is. What?
Can I message her again?
Stone will have reset. Yeah.
Okay. Do I still have the word limit? Where is it?
It is technically it's still technically a sending spell.
Is it that 25? Okay. We are at guild.
Under siege.
Under siege. Where are you? Yeah, where you at?
Where are you? Be careful on approach.
Yeah.
You up, what you wearing?
It might be played.
You free Friday night. You sounded like a cow on the other end then. You very quickly get a message back. This is coming through. Under siege. I'll be there swiftly.
Okay. I feel like I should have told her maybe which entrance to use, but I'll figure it out. You know, she's a clever girl. She'll figure it out.
She's talented, and these are demons. These are her specialism.
Yeah.
She'll be able to avoid them.
Balthazar. I need you. What skill check is this? Do we think?
To build a trebuchet.
Well, it's what tools?
Fix the trebuchet.
Specifically.
Sleight of hand, maybe? Dexterity?
Are you proficient in carpenter's tools?
No, I picked painter supplies.
Yeah, that's not.
Thrungi?
That's not gonna happen.
Thrungi's got cap.
Okay, can you make me an intelligence check then, please?
12.
12. You start trying to piece it together. It isn't as straightforward as you would have hoped, and as per Thrungi's suggestion of cannibalizing bits, makes it more complicated in terms of trying to rework bits that have been damaged and strip them out and put things in and mend them together. You think it's doable, it's just whether it's doable in time.
Rambear's gonna follow Faendal up to where he's looking out and turn their back on the looking into the guild. Passively, they're better at looking up things than they are actively.
Just looking at things out of the corner of their eye. Just like
So they're
purely
like,
peripheral.
they're trying to focus on a flame in front of them. Maybe they're playing with the powder that Faendal gave them that changes the flame's colours, and they're just like, anything but behind me.
Okay.
Don't know what I'm doing. Just watching, literally just watching, I guess.
You're not gonna help move stuff? No?
I can't lift. What? I'm keeping watch out. Rambear's got the passive. I presume that's hearing and smell, basically.
I think
Oh,
so.
it's-
And then
Doesn't
Faendal
explain the lip
got the
reading,
eyes.
but sure.
So is kind of flying overhead, keeping an eye out, and we're we're connected.
Electro can also keep watch.
Could Electo let me know if anything's happening or if anything's amiss or if there's an emergency anywhere nearby?
Sure, roll me a perception check for Electo.
Okay.
What is the perception of a Pegasus?
Yeah. Chris, search up.
Hey, you roll a d12. A d12, d20.
D12?
Pegasus.
+6. Jeez.
Well, I
Damn.
rolled 16, so
Pegasus are have better stats than I do.
go. Yeah. So that's that's
Yeah, +6 perception.
Yeah.
22. Okay, there you
The
go.
lowest is a 10 on intelligence.
Electro does a couple of passes around the entire rock that the Citadel stands upon. The good news is that the eastern bank still appears to be empty, so if for whatever reason a tactical retreat is required, there is a bank to pull back from. with that roll, passing down the southern wall, that crack is deeper than you would like, but hasn't fundamentally reached all the way down to the ground, which is where it would become a real problem.
Okay.
It's only maybe halfway down that the crack stops, and obviously it's getting thinner and thinner as it tracks all the way down. What Alecto also notices, I mean, Pegasuses are intelligent creatures, so fair enough, is that on the... He gets out just far enough. Doesn't have dark vision, though. Okay. He's able to notice that whatever forces arrayed on the western bank is large, but from what he can spot, doesn't appear to have any siege towers or siege engines of any kind.
Okay. So it's not really an immediate danger then.
That's what he sees. He sees large skeletons, like amalgamations of things, hulking creatures, hundreds of normal skeletons, that kind of stuff, but doesn't see any siege weaponry.
I will relay all this to everyone around me.
Thrungi, you're coming up at the point that she's relaying this, so you do hear this too.
No siege weapons. Is that around the entire thing? Is that? I mean, there's only one entrance, isn't there? Citadel.
There's two gates into the Citadel, one facing the eastern bank, one facing the western bank.
And that's just the western bank.
Yeah.
Have you checked the east?
The east is clear.
There's no one at the east.
No.
Strange.
I feel like there might be some sort of ambush or something.
Balthazar, can you still sense?
True, can I still sense the spheres?
Western
Where are
bank.
Okay. He still appears to be on the western side.
Have you got a? This is stupid. Have you got a rough positioning? Can you line me up?
I can try, yeah. I presume I can walk up and down the western wall and sort of go like, he's over there, he's over there, he's over there.
You can get an approx. Tell you what, roll me. I'll say this is this is a high DC, but roll perception.
Okay. 19?
You get a rough idea, but like the angle that you've got that go up and down this wall doesn't
didn't expect much.
give you much.
To be fair, can I see where he's pointing? Can I see anything?
No.
In the
It extends
distance.
beyond your dark vision, and you can't actually see the bank from where you are.
I'm just gonna try and finally use my mile-long fireball.
I know what you were trying to do, and one day I want you to do it.
Oh. Just like it wouldn't do much, but it'd just be fun to just boop, a little pot shot, just to freak him out. I think that would. I think even I almost said Fidelis then.
Twist.
Zenedis. Even Zenedis would be freaked out by that. Just a random fireball in front of him.
It's very Gothmog Minas Tirith.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, how far won't it? No, I can't do three things through my peacock.
What is the range of your fireball with spell sniper?
It doesn't. Fireball's not affected by spell sniper. The range of fireball is 150 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Just anyway. But through Law Mastery, if I use an extra second level spell slot, anything that has a range above 30 feet, I can turn it to a mile.
Should never have allowed this subclass.
So I can do mile-long magic missiles.
I was like, double won't get you there. Mile, yeah, that'll get you there.
Yeah. So yeah, I could do like mile. If we could see an enemy from a mile away, I could just burn spell slots magic missiling them. Never miss.
There's a way for you to do it. I don't want to tell you this. That you've
Peacock-
already you've told me. Yeah.
Oh. No, different. Peacock I can't because I can't cast spells while I'm inside the peacock.
Why not?
I think.
I thought you could use
You just
your
lose. You
peacock
just
as
lose your
spell
hearing
weapon
and
for-
sight. You can still technically move your hands and
Well-
speak.
On the other hand, I've got an idea. I've got a different idea. I am going to, because I'm scouting anyway, I'm going to do one thing first. I'm going to use one of my features. Once per short rest, I can trade out a prepared spell. That's my prodigious memory. So I'm going to trade out a spell. So I'm going to get rid of... Actually, first I'll cast it. I'm going to cast Mage Armor. Oh no, I don't have Mage Armor prepared. Never mind. I'm going to trade out Invisibility. No longer prepared Invisibility.
Mhm.
And instead, I'm going to prepare Clairvoyance.
That one.
Okay.
So give me a sec. Let me just sort that out. With this, mages are just the worst thing to do on this goddamn website. Billion and one goddamn things. Where is it? Invisibility is unprepared because I'm not going to be invisible at this point. Instead, Clairvoyance. Then I'm going to cast Clairvoyance in the direction that don't have to look at it, do I?
That's what I'm looking up.
Within range in a location familiar to you.
Yeah, I'd
And I
say.
I have ridden up.
Mhm.
We have arrived through that gate before.
Well, you don't want to do. Yeah, you don't want to do it on the
I'm
gate. You want to do it on the bank, I assume.
Yeah, I'm going to do it basically above where Balthazar assumes their camp to be.
I mean, it's got a range of a mile anyway.
Yeah, that one's got a range of a mile.
Are you seeing or hearing?
Seeing, obviously.
Okay. And to be clear, you don't have the observant feat, correct?
I do not have the observant feat.
That's fine. I just had to check because obviously, if you can see, you could literally.
Faendal say anything about what he's planning to do to us, or is he just like suddenly in a trance?
Rambear, I'm going to very quickly spy on the enemy.
It does take 10 minutes to cast, so you've got time to talk to him while he's
Get
casting.
out my crystal ball. I'm going to spy on the enemy. Because I've got this crystal ball. And I'm going to see what they're up to. Because I can put it above them and I'll be able to see through them.
As long as they don't see you back.
And as long as we've got 10 minutes. There's a 10-minute casting. And it's cast as soon as I do it, innit?
I'm going to.
As soon as I start.
Well, there's going to be like. I like. The fuck?
I've done this before. I've used my
This is
crystal ball
pretty-
before.
You've never looked so mystical doing it. And they're gonna wish you luck, pat you on the back, and enhance your wisdom.
Enhance my wisdom, make me more perceptive.
Yeah, I think. Enhance your intelligence. Ooh, perception or investigation. Benevolent DM gonna do.
If it helps, I have a plus 11 investigation already. I also have a
Okay.
plus 9 perception though, so
You can be a bit more wise, and we can regress it later.
I was like, how's it a difference of +2? And I'm like, oh yeah, you've got 22 intelligence.
22 intelligence. Woo! Most intelligent person on the planet.
Yeah, well, it's how
So
you.
you have advantage on wisdom checks for the next hour.
Advantage on wisdom checks. Thank you. Cool. So I'm going to spend 10 minutes doing that. That is all of my 3rd level spells. So if my true plan, which I have not revealed, does come to fruition, it's going to be a 4th level.
I'm intrigued. Okay. You project it across the bank, roughly in the direction that Balthazar pointed.
And I'm aiming for it to be about 60 feet in the air.
Okay, so you want like a bird's eye view kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just in case, like, I put it exactly in a place and it's like in a gully and there's like nothing.
Yeah. Just in a tree.
It's just in the branches of the tree.
No, I'm not that mean to me.
In a bird nest. All I get to see is some birds speaking. It's like a
Rambear would think that's an excellent use of the spell, though.
like spring watch.
Your eyes roll back into your head and cloud over as you project your sight across the riverbank. You feel pulled across until you're looking down and you see in your field of vision easily 100 skeletons of varying sizes, from small gnome halfling like creatures to standard humanoid sizes to even large minotaurs bedecked in brass armor. Here and there you spot even larger skeletons like those of giant kin, just all standing stock still like statues waiting for instruction. The wind passing through bits of cloth and tassels on weapons. Roll me a perception check.
I'm relaying everything I see as well as I see it. Oh, that was a very useful advantage. Thank you. I rolled 2 7s. 16.
16. Here and there you spot moving through the assembled skeleton horde almost restlessly. What look like centaurs, but they seem to have horns coming around their head, and their tail is not that of a horse, but is almost spined or bladed at the end.
Do I recognize the beings?
Roll me a religion check.
Religion. Oh, no, I don't. 9.
9.
Very close to it.
You don't know what they are, but you have seen one at least before. There was one alongside Zenedis all the way back in Kulat when you escaped with this sphere originally. But now there appears to be multiple. You also spot large orange and blue furred hulking creatures that are like swollen, tusked gorillas with distended jaws. And with a 16, you don't spot the center of your quarry. But what you do spot is what looks like human, wearing black robes with white stitching made to look like bones, short cropped black hair, wandering behind the horde line, seemingly inspecting it.
It's not a familiar looking person.
It is familiar. This is one of 2 people who nearly killed Balthazar and Thrungi in your tower.
Oh! Them bit. They were twins, weren't they?
They were.
Them twins. The twins are there. I see them.
Rocket?
And crucially, you also with that see no siege weapons.
Elector was right. There's no siege weapons. It's just an army of soldiers. I don't know how they expect to get in.
Maybe they expect us to come out.
No reason to go out when you can do this. And I fireball them.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I fireball specifically targeted on that person.
Okay. Interesting. Give me a second.
Can't count. This is way out of range of counter spell.
That is true. However, there is still a delay that they can see something coming.
Is there a bright streak flashes from your pointing finger to a point you choose? Yeah.
I'm giving them some bit ability to respond to this.
How far away is it?
A couple
Under a
of
mile.
hundred feet. Couple of hundred feet. They can't counterspell. He is right.
So arc it and have it come from above where they won't expect it.
That's what I'm doing.
I
doing it like...
will say it is a bead of light in an otherwise completely dark night sky.
It's
They're
like
gonna see it.
it's like a meteor, like a miniature meteor.
You direct it after you've
Nope.
while it's
going to the-
traveling.
It's going to the point, but it does go fast.
There's got to be
It's-
some element to this, Chris.
It will arrive within 6 seconds.
Yes. It will arrive within 6
True.
seconds. I'm giving them an action to attempt to run away from this.
How many miles an hour is that?
Pretty quick.
A whole action, but they're
Right.
out of view. They're out of view right now, and it's coming from me. So half that time that they'd get to see it. Surely.
I'm giving them a bonus action, to be clear. Which you do see through your clairvoyance. And you see as the bead kind of streaks towards, and it gets very close before they realise. And you know what? I will actually make this a d20 check. I think that is fair for them. To see whether they do get it or they do get hit.
Why don't you just roll them evading it, and if they evade, they give if they succeed, if they fail the save, they succeed, they take no damage.
Okay, that's a better way to do it. Okay, dex save. Against
Dex
the
save.
plus 82.
19.
Oh, sorry?
19. That's all my second and third level spell slots that go.
Okay.
No.
They do see it coming, and you see them conjure up a spell, but it is quite late. So they do Misty Step out of the way, but take half damage from doing so.
Okay. I mean, and there's also presumably skeletons around.
Oh yeah,
them.
skeletons are about to detonate. I'm not even rolling for them. They're currently inactive. They can't make dex saves.
What about big ones? Are there any big things near them?
I will roll for that. Roll me damage.
It's oh, it's terrible damage. 3 1s in there. 24.
24. Okay, he takes 12.
It's not good.
You see in this explosion, you see him misty step away, but you see part of his robes get burnt as the smoke dissipates. You also see about a dozen, probably closer to probably about 15 or so, skeletons just incinerate, completely turn to black char before they even know what's happening. You also see 4 of the armoured Minotaurs get blasted in the concussive blast. I know it doesn't have one, but that comes with it. And you see them kind of fall apart as well. Unfortunately, no demons get caught in that blast, but you take out...
Fire anyway.
Yeah, you take out a chunk of that horde. And in that space, very quickly in that space, a few of the large gorilla-like demons just thunder into the space and start scrabbling around the bits and just taking up the armor and weapons that the Minotaurs had and that kind of stuff, and just bellowing to the sky.
And I'll blindedly turn to Rambear and go, that's going to freak him out a bit.
And Bear's gonna go to high five Faendal because he can't see. It's gonna smack him in the face.
Yeah, I'm not even... Don't say anything, just... Oh, God.
He knows it's a high five moment. They'll absolutely catches it.
Yeah. That'll freak him out. Boom. Yeah. And I'll keep in the clairvoyance, though. Just want to see...
You use that for the full... how long does it last? Concentration up to 10 minutes, yeah. Use that for the full 10 minutes. Actually, roll a constitution save for Rambear. No, I'm joking.
It costs 10 minutes to cast, and then it only lasts 10 minutes. Rubbish.
Last time you used it, I think, was the Kraken fight. I think you
Just
used
before.
it. Yeah, you
Just
used it as
before.
like you stuck it on top of the mast to keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Clever uses of spells. I like it. Nyah, while you are helping, actually no, we'll come back to you. Thrungi, you have collected various components. That natural 20 gets carried over into grabbing the equipment. What I will say is you don't have everything you want. It's not perfect. There are certain like minerals and compounds that you would have liked that you just don't have access to. Can you make me? Yeah, make me another stone cutting check, I guess, for the implementation of it, essentially.
I can't use an inspiration die, can I?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Inspiration is not yet gaining advantage. It is rolling a d20 after the fact.
Well, that'll do. I only get an 18, but I'll take it.
18. You grab a couple of barrels, like the few barrels that were on this wall still there, kind of start turning it up, and it starts setting a little quickly for what you would like. So you very hurriedly like try to start pouring it in, and with an 18, it doesn't necessarily reform, as you say. It is much more like a quick setting plaster, not an actual plaster, but like a sticky plaster on a wound kind of thing. Of like, this will do for the next few hours. If someone tries to hit this again, it's going to be a problem. Like if someone tries to hit it hard, but if it's not going to fall apart on its own. It's going to hold it structurally integral to an extent. Because you're a man of diligence in these situations, roll me either an investigation check or a perception check, your choice.
Perception. Or 18.
18.
Plus...
You decide to, as I say, be thorough in your work and check it over. Essentially, you and the other dwarf who's introduced his name as Cleric at this point. Yeah, you go and look over the wall as best you can to see like how far it's set down, and based on, as I said previously, it got about halfway down the crack to the point where it stopped actually moving onwards. Your fix, because it was setting a little quickly, has filled in like the top third of the whole wall, so majority of the actual crack, but there is still like an element a bit further down that is not got any concrete filling it in, essentially. But you filled in the biggest gap, essentially, and it should make it hard for someone, to drive a wedge downwards and drill further.
That'll do.
Good to see fellow dwarves. I mean, previous experience in a siege?
A few.
Useful. Fella to have around. I didn't get it from the looks of you. No offense, but folks of your ilk rarely interested in holding down a fort.
Aye.
Well,
it's a good place as any to do what we do.
well. If the worst happens and you live this out, we'll get a few drinks in the hall afterwards, eh?
If I last.
Good on you, man. And he goes and heads off to do whatever else he needs to do. Nyah, you have been helping Balthazar with the trebuchet. Since you've been doing that, since Nyah's been helping, Balthazar, roll me another intelligence check. Yeah, intelligence or strength, I'll tell you what. Whether you want to try and force stuff.
I'll go with strength for a 12.
For a 12. It's not going great. It's taking longer than you would have hoped to try and fix this. Even with mending cantrips kind of applying, you think it might get off some shots, but it will probably fall apart eventually. Is the point that you get to. This is after about an hour, you'd say. So Rambear is probably the only one who could take a short rest in this time, having not actively been doing much. So if Rambear would like to take a short rest, they can.
Rambear's actively concentrating on keeping Faendal wise.
That's a good point. Did that get in the way? Concentration's very passive. I'd still say you could take a short rest if you wanted to. Short rest isn't going unconscious, it's patching up wounds, that kind of stuff.
Like sitting
How many
down.
could I take a short rest? All I did was watch, and then I shot a fireball immediately, and then
You have spent 20 minutes not short resting, so
well, I spent 10 minutes casting, I suppose, yeah, and then actively watching. I realised I could have done it way more like fuckery than I actually did.
how's that?
I could have done telekinesis.
Or whatever.
I could have spent 10 solid minutes fucking with them. Literally just like lifting bodies and like,
So funny.
oh, I'm so upset that I didn't.
Next time.
Like 10 solid minutes of just picking that specific person up and putting them other places.
You couldn't, actually. You would instantly lose your clairvoyance.
Concentration.
Ah,
Yeah, he's got a
You
good
did
point.
the best you could.
I did the best that I possibly could have done.
You're pretty
Well,
good.
I don't know, you could have
I'm
cast like a
good.
6th level fireball, but well.
I'm just gonna stay happy with what I did. You're right.
Alright, Rambear will have a crack at resting.
Take a short rest if you like. While you're attempting to fix the trebuchet, Nyah, even with your passive perception, while Balthazar is trying to do stuff, you notice a figure walking along the wall towards you. Tall, lithe, elven figure with a high knot ponytail, a kukri with a ball and chain attached, wrapped around her waist. It's Sedana.
okay.
How is what? How?
Well, hello.
So you made it.
You made it sound urgent.
Which way did you come in?
The eastern gate, the west seemed a little busy.
Yeah, east is the only place clear at the moment. I'm gonna give her like a quick update on like the situation according to like what Elector told me.
You called saying there were demons?
There are and there will be soon. This battle is not even starting yet. They don't seem to be preparing for a proper siege. I don't know what the enemy's plan is, but they do have an army full of demons. Your expertise will be needed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice to know I'm in the right place to be exploited.
Do you have experience with large hordes?
I can't say so. My preference is hunting demon kind per se when they act troublesome on this plane. But you know, skills can be adapted when time is of a concern.
I know fire doesn't really work against them, so what kind of thing would you suggest?
I mean, I have access to certain toxins that surpass their supposed resistances, but they are for my personal use. In general, best avoid your fires and ices, and in some cases lightning too. That kind of elements they seem to be decently resistant against. But anything else than that should do fairly well. I mean, I see you have a new weapon. Our previous meeting was fruitful to the end, I see.
It was indeed. We got rid of the demon, and my sword now houses an angel.
Ah, that is interesting. Roll me a perception check. Perception or insight, actually. I'll let you choose.
They're both equally terrible, so yeah. 13.
13. Okay. No worries. Well, there don't seem to be issues right now. I guess I shall wait until the demons show up.
Yes. Please make use of anything that you find around the guild, and thank you for coming. I would not have called you lightly.
Yeah. Always a chance to send them back to whence they came. And she struts off casually. Kind of like starting to like warm up, you see. You then hear from your scabbarded saber. She's not who she proclaims to be. Be careful who you trust.
What do you mean?
She disguises herself.
She's not a demon hunter?
I believe she is, but where from is a different matter.
You gotta tell me more, Sakael. Come on, is she like a demon fighting against demons? Is she like this kind?
I'm unclear, but there is something not of this plane about her. I would have to be closer to her.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll be more careful around her then. Next time we're near her, try and figure it out if you can.
Of course.
Damn it, Sakael. You're ruining my crush!
I'm only here to keep you safe.
Any more potions of replenishment?
I suppose the question is, would Thrungi have brought any up?
He'd have brought up some, as much as he could, without completely emptying the store, and then left them on the wall to be divvied out among the injured.
Would you have brought replenishment, not just health?
Unless you'd asked for it, no.
Just health potions then.
I mean, I'll take us. If there's enough that like, is there a fair amount there?
There's a decent amount for the number of people around. Obviously, about half of them are taken to be stashed in the guardhouses, just divvied up. But then varying other ones are left there. I'd say you can grab.
I'll just take one. I just need one base. I need a potion of replenishment more. The spells, but
You know there are some of those here, but as I said, Thrungi didn't bring them up.
I'll drink one normal health potion. That's 2d4, yeah?
2d4 plus 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, max.
Nice.
Max on it. That's great. But no, I needed the spell slots really. Do I know if there's any replenishments left in the guard house that we were in?
Oh, you can go look.
Alright, I'll tell Rambear to take over the watch for a minute.
Cool. Rambear, roll perception for me while that happens, while Faendal heads into the guardhouse. In there are Yeah, there is there's 2 lessers, which gives you first level spells.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 standard, which gives you 2 spell levels up to a 2nd level. And there is a singular greater.
3rd level.
4ths.
4. Okay.
Gives you 4
I
spell
will-
levels back up to a 4th level.
At this point, people have been run thin in it. There's not a lot of people left up here.
It's still a decent number. They've only lost about half a dozen in that attack.
Are
But I mean, it's
there
still a
other-
skeleton crew overall, so they started
Does
with
it
a
look-
low number.
Does it look like a lot of spellcasters, or does it look like we're the primary spellcasters?
Taking a look around, there is...
I'll get
Not-
all of them out anyway. It's just about divvying them up.
There's not that many direct spellcasters. From what you can see, it does seem like mostly marshals up here. However, with your perception having headed in, you are aware that a lot of the spellcasters, especially the divine spellcasters and any wizards or arcane specialists in abjuration, are with Souther in the courtyard maintaining the barrier, which does appear to be draining and possibly where a number of the replenishment potions are going to.
They've got replenishment potions down anyway, and this is us up on the wall.
Yeah, there's a few. There's like here and there, like you spot a couple of other arcane casters that would be the sorcerers or wizards of some
Yeah.
kind,
I'm just
and
saying,
some other.
I can afford to be greedy.
Stop
is what I'm
pretending
thinking.
you care about
Yeah,
giving it.
I'm gonna grab them all.
Grab
How
them
many
all.
were there?
Did you all tell the bear as well?
2 lessers, a standard, and a greater.
I'm gonna bring them out to us guys and go. I need a lot of spells. Does anyone else need spells? Rambear, Balthazar.
I've still got all my spell slots, and I've got 2 potions
Hmm?
in my pockets I grabbed earlier.
Very well done. Rambear,
That will take a replenishment.
just a lesser for the first. Do you want the standard for the 2nd level, or do you want the? I would.
Love-
really-
Level.
Hmm?
I think so. I would love a 2nd level, but it's okay. I can take a 1st.
You can have the 2nd level. I'm
Sure.
more. I have used all of my
Great.
2nd levels and all of my 3rd levels, so I'd appreciate the big one.
Have the big one.
I'll have the big one and a small. And you can have the standard. Do you want a small as well?
We can give the small to someone else.
The small.
So, fucking gesture. 'Cause I haven't seen anybody else fucking spy on the enemy and then fireball them from a mile out.
I mean, I've directly damaged their army, so.
At that point, someone wearing kind of close-fitting leather armor
Well done.
comes past, kind of black ponytail pulled up into a tight ponytail, bearing a few scars here and there, like claw marks and the like. Just go, hey, if no one's having that, I'll take it. Might as well.
Just a little one. There you go, little one.
That's the only one left.
Pops it, downs it, and you see his fingers like light up in lightning for a second. She goes, it's slightly better. It's going to be a long night.
Cool. I'll pop the 2 that I've got simultaneously and trigger them simultaneously.
In front of him.
One massive, one tiny.
Fucking entitled.
Hmm? What did he say? What did he say? I have 19 passive perception, Gethin. Kristen doesn't, but Faendal has 19 passive perception. What did he say?
He called you entitled.
Do not stop.
I just used 10 I've used 10 spell slots.
He doesn't know that.
And
He just saw you down 2 potions at the same time, and you gave him 1 small one.
man needs to drink. Ooh, question is,
100 years old.
do I recover some 2nd level spell slots so I can mile long fireball them again?
Keep messing with them.
Or do I do a 3rd and a 1st? Extra fireball. I'll do a 3rd and a 1st. Cool. I mean, if they've got any that do a 7th level spell slot, that'd be really delicious. Are there any potions of replenishment that do 7th level spells?
You're au fait enough to know that the greatest kind of replenishment potion is a superior, and that does 6.
God. I just don't like us using higher level spells to the...
Oh, I'm sorry, the fact that I've invented the ability for you to regain spell slots with a potion and you're not happy about that.
I know, it's really good. Thank you very much, Gethin, for giving me 5 spell slots back just then.
5 spell slots, you can also short rest and gain them back, and use an item to gain them back. I give you enough fucking spell slots.
Oh, yeah.
Do you just want to check? Can't remember if... I'm sure it is a rule. If you're taking multiple potions...
It is a rule.
What?
This potion of healing.
What?
Is
No, this has never been a rule before. I
What was that?
have definitely chugged multiple potions before. I chugged multiple potions before the fight.
I've made you roll for it in the past.
What?
You have before.
I've chugged about 6 potions. I've chugged about 6 potions today. I chugged about 3 before the fight.
It's doing them very closely together. That what it is, and have their abilities overlap.
If I knew that was happening, I would pace it out.
Mixing potions, that's the rule.
I think if it's a greater and lesser, I don't think that counts. I don't think that's. Like
I think you are fine.
Would be very funny though.
Do the effects that they initially had still happen, and is it just a random thing might happen as well?
Yeah, it's while you have it's basically potions that are a period of time effectiveness. If it's just instantaneous effects, like a healing potion, or in this case a replenishment potion, it's not a problem because the effect is there and gone. It's if you took, for example, a potion of haste and a potion of fire breath at the same time, that's where the problem comes in, because you have magics that aren't meant to be taking place together at the same time, happening at the same time, and shit can go wrong.
Okay. I've chugged
Keep
so
the
much.
clarification.
Faendal is just like...
Got a drinking problem.
Faendal's twitching like, potions? You got potions? Anyone got potions? Just grabbing random people going along, just going, potions. Where are the potions?
It is something that I'd love to see someone like Thrungi especially attempt at one point it's essentially the Emperor's New Groove moment of just a bunch of potions and just go, fuck it.
Oh, I do still have 2 potions of healing as well. 2 normal ones. Didn't need that one off the wall. That's fine. That's fine.
You could.
I was going to do something, but I can't. I'll come back and go back to the watch with Rambear
Here it
again
is.
now.
Character might drink one potion while still under the effect of another, or pour several potions together into a single container. Can create unpredictable interactions. When a character mixes 2 potions together, roll on the potion miscibility table. If more than 2 are combined, roll again for each subsequent potion, combining all of the results. As an example, magical explosion, dealing 6d10 force damage to the mixer and 1d10 to each creature within 5 feet.
Oh, I don't have to
There's
figure
no
out.
more a ball of gas.
The majority, I will say, an absolute chunky majority of this table is still both potions work normally. But there is...
Both potions work, but half both potions work. One potion is double. Oh god, if you roll 2 zeros, the effects become permanent.
Permanent for one potion spell.
Oh.
For the simplest of one. But this interestingly does talk about if you mixed a potion of healing with an oil of etherealness.
Yeah. And you could potentially trap yourself in the ethereal plane. Oh my god,
That's a way to that's a fun way to do a campaign.
we could just have a camp. I mean, that's a great way to start a campaign. Have a campaign start with a round of shots. Multiple potion shots that just send everyone to a different plane. Anyway.
Yeah, Andrew's getting one shots.
Random. Just start doing one shots and just find a D100 table and design a one shot around the D100 table. What can go wrong? Well, we got a reincarnate table coming up, so you know.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm going back on watch for Rambear, I think.
Go back
Don't
on watch.
remember.
Balthazar, you're finishing up the trebuchet. It might fire at best twice before the tension that because you've had to basically brute force some of it, and it's under a lot of tension, and
it's literally just 2 strings at the top, pulled really tight.
Thrungi, you've headed back round from your efforts of quick setting concrete to find Balthazar and Nyah finishing up with the trebuchet.
Probably try to see if there's anything I can do to help having a little bit of experience with siege weapons of the dwarf.
Once again, Thrungi missed Faendal doing something cool. Again, Thrungi's just going to consider Faendal useless. I just fireballed their army, and Thrungi wasn't there.
Like, he never sees it. That's why he thinks Faendal's a loser.
All Thrungi gets to see is Faendal casting hair stunning and then immediately getting hit.
That is
Anyway.
why he thinks that you need a little bit of work, or that you'll get into your senile years. One of
I'm literally one of the most intelligent people on the planet. Intelligence.
In terms of trying to help with the trebuchet as much as possible, you would have a decision to make. You can tell that it's not been done perfectly, and obviously Balthazar, despite having a mending cantrip, has no knowledge of siege weapons and wasn't really able to do much of this. He was basically looking at it was like looking at a piece of built IKEA furniture and figuring out how to build that from just the parts.
Yeah.
Or like half of a bookcase and then having to like strip the kind of thing. And you look at it and go, you could probably give it an attempt to fix it, but you would have to undo a lot of his work, and it's whether you want to try and invest that time. It's already been it's been over an hour since the last assault. Tell you what, roll me a history check. History feels like the right thing for military tactics.
no, history plus Jack 19.
19. An hour is a long time to wait between waves on a siege.
I'll leave it for now, and then one thing I do want to do is where's the Minotaur guy? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Videlis. He is actually just coming back up the stairs, having been conversing with other people in the courtyard.
We've done what we can. That trebuchet, you'll get a couple of shots. It might need fixing again after that. It might not survive, but it'll take far too long to make it in any better shape. Balthazar's done good work for a non-soldier.
I think we're all soldiers here at this point. You don't really... But, regardless, I appreciate your work, both of you. Having something even for 2 shots is...
I didn't do the
better
work.
than nothing.
I think he thanked you two. He knew I went and did the concrete.
Have you told Videlis about...
No, I will. That is.
I could tell him as well, but yeah.
I have contacted a demon killing expert contact that we have, and she has arrived.
No. Excellent. She would have been useful earlier, but took what we can get. How did she get in?
East Bank, it's completely clear.
That's more of what I was hinting towards. We've done some scouting ahead and scouting out, and as she says, the East Bank is clear, and we've had a look over at the Western Bank, and they're not doing anything.
No
Completely
siege
stationary,
weapons.
no siege weapons. There's people there. There's obviously they're undead soldiers, they're captains, and definitely some commanders that we have encountered before that are not just mere foot soldiers, powerful spellcasters, but they're not doing anything right now, and there's no appearance of a siege.
No, it's strange. If they wanted to enter the guild, that they'd have siege weapons. I feel like they have a different plan.
Rambear, what did you roll on your perception check?
Was it 5 + 5? 10.
Okay.
Did I get a perception check at any point for
This
standing
was
on?
while you went and grabbed potions. That was all.
But I also spent the other rest of the hour doing watch.
Yeah, this was in that
It
particular.
was specifically in that period of time. God.
You can tell you what. You can roll. You can roll perception for me, but it doesn't line up with the timelines.
It's all right. It doesn't line up with the
Yeah,
timelines.
it's the timelines. That's all.
They've watched us.
Videlis responds. You say they have nothing planned for a siege? They just.
I didn't say that. They have no weapons for a siege.
They have no wall breaker weapons.
Yeah.
If they're doing the siege, as we can see that they are, it is a starvation.
Even that would not work. They've not taken the back exit.
Or they plan on accessing here via other means.
They might
Um,
want
you
to
have
lure
orbs.
us out some way.
Those other means worry me.
They have orbs. Oh no. Rambear, follow that train of thought.
Orbs. They have orbs. They have a rift one. Oh,
Have a rift orb.
Oh.
don't need to get in.
If they can just take the barrier down. If that might not even be holding them back, but if that is the only thing holding them back.
That barrier makes indirect teleportation trickier, but not impossible, based on my limited understanding of how the Guildmaster explained it to me.
Well, we teleported in.
I believe I expect you made use of the teleportation circles.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Probably
should.
make it a lot
They
easier.
should make it easier, otherwise it becomes tricky.
Rambear, do you have more to say?
They have the anti-magic. there.
They do indeed.
You were still able to do some sort of magics on them.
I'm really curious about how the anti-magic sphere works with the other sphere. What was that?
I want to know too, but Rambear
Like,
doesn't care.
Can he not use the other spheres because he's got that sphere? That'd be great. That'd be perfect.
Nothing himself.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's the time one, right?
You have the epoch sphere, yes.
Cool, cool, cool. Good.
That's the best one for us to have, I think.
I think it's also worrying that there's still no sign of Zenedis. The forces
spot him.
the forces outside are probably not even an advance of his proper army.
I could maybe try and spy on them again, but it would take another 10 minutes, and whether I could find Zenedis in the expanse of their army would be a slim shot. I can only see a snapshot at a time.
If you really want, if we have 10 minutes, and also scry if one doesn't mind giving me a very expensive focus.
I'm sure we have one somewhere.
How long does reincarnation take?
An hour.
You could have been
That's what I should have done!
Could have been reincarnating.
Can we Control Z? Control Z, I'll take all my health away.
Nope.
Because we can have Andrew for our next session.
Nope.
We could have messaged him right now and been like,
To
Come back.
remember.
"Come back, come back. You're due back." Can you just spend the next hour doing it? No,
Screw it, I'm leaving.
At that
Yeah.
point, beneath the dark sky, you all feel a chill. The breath coming from your mouth, and you look around the conversation from Fidelis's nostrils and rising off your shoulders from the stressful, hot work you've been doing. Clouds of mist begin to appear, and your skin prickles as the air temperature drops rapidly.
Do I still have Faendal's heating orb
Thermal cube.
thermal cube?
I assume you do, yes.
Can I activate it?
Sure.
Please do. My old bones.
activated.
Videlis looks at you all quizzically,
That's another of the spheres, the last sphere that you got.
and he just
Well,
starts walking through you towards the edge of the wall to take a
I
look.
thought you
at
meant literally then. I was like, are we gone? Oh my god, are we ghosts? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, walks through the crowd and heads over to the wall, and he looks out into the darkness. Anyone who wants to can head up and roll a perception check.
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
do that. Can I also
You want to do a perception check?
communicate with Electo, who I'm being with? Will get
Okay,
better.
and Lecto can do the perception check for you then.
Yeah.
Almost
Way better than mine.
on that 20.
I just
Yeah,
passively
18
perceive-
plus
18 plus 6 is 24.
24. I'm never doing perception again.
more
My
than me.
horse is doing my perception checks from now on.
Horses my eyes. Who rolled? Who got
Pegasus.
All of us get hit by a fireball.
carpet bomb? Who got above a 16?
My horse got a 24.
Okay.
I got
Electo
23.
actually has the best vision of this since he's slightly beyond the wall. But then again, he doesn't have dark vision, so probably Faendal actually has the best view of this. Thrungi's not bad either. You look out across the banks, and for a second, the darkness seems to part ever so slightly. It's still dark, but you can now make out a figure that steps forth from the ranks of bone and fiend. Tall, pale, clad in crimson baroque armour, with a long fluttering cloak of writhing purple behind him. 4 small spheres of infinite blackness orbit about their form. Zenedis steps out into the river. Did you get above a 20, Faendal?
23.
23.
I got 21 as well.
21. The two of you notice he doesn't step into the river. He steps
On top.
on top of the river.
As it freezes.
Doesn't seem to yet.
Huh?
A 5th sphere held in his palm, and his voice carries over the frosty air. I thank you for a chance to show the world the ending comes for even those called heroes. Zenedis takes the sphere and slowly lowers his hand into the raging river, his boots hovering a few inches above the surface, and cold air rushes from behind you, galloping towards where he stands in the river. And about him, you see the water begin to slow, begin to cloud and frost, and slowly harden into solid ice. The frost spreads outwards, rapidly freezing the entire river in dark, cold ice. Solid ground now connects the bank to the citadel. Let us begin. And that is where we will pick up next time.
I will
Yeah.
just say, before then, Thrungi, once he sees what has started to happen, has already started going for the treasure chase.
At
So
that
Faendal-
point, I will say, at that point, the darkness re-envelops him, and you hear the sound of 100 footsteps.
You're assuming that
200.
You're assuming that as soon as he appears, Faendal isn't peppering him with elemental bolts, but okay. Fine.
And anyway, that
Anyway.
is where we will pick up next time, as the siege keeps going. Until then, have a good time. See you soon.